werewolf, you feel so soft.
Oh God, please don't. Please don't. No, don't. It is not a fuzzy puppy.
I literally unmuted the desktop audio the moment he goes, it feels so soft.
Yeah, I know. I saw myself on Twitch, and now I'm just kind of like, well, image ruined.
But good evening, everyone. As always, we just want to take the time to thank you all for joining us, and thank you so much for your continued support of this stream. It really does motivate us to keep going. And you know what, frankly, nerves and all, it's been a blast so far. We're loving the stories, we're loving the interactions, and it's nice to see this community grow. So from the bottom of our hearts, thank you so much. And with that, let's go ahead and have our wonderful coterie introduce themselves.
I am your impromptu Tremere Shepherd of this unlikely coterie. My name is Grayson Holland, and it's time to make a bit of dark magic happen tonight.
Hi, everybody. I know this is new. It is for me, too. I play Acer Zoran.
Hi, everybody. I'm Morgan Caldwell, and I'm playing Crescent, the Sombra.
And I'm Peter Needham, as always, your ever-listening and benevolent storyteller. Let's go ahead and tell a vampire story. Mr. Holland and Crescent, you both walk up the steps towards this dilapidated structure, the wood creaking and bending even as you approach, shielded by the elements, but the age itself showing the weakness of the structure. Still standing, but just barely. You follow the trail of the feminine figure you see walk inside, but Grayson, as soon as you begin to put a hand on the door, you both hear Acer scream from beyond as you can see the flickering light at the very end of where you all just came across the courtyard begin waving in the air as he is sprinting down the courtyard.
Is this another illusion, or are you saying what I'm saying?
No, I am seeing what you're saying.
Okay, good. Just making sure.
Yep, no, we should fucking help.
Okay,
Acer!
Acer, what are you going to do as you're sprinting?
So, for context, when she got ripped from my hands, the last time, if I remember correctly, I was still holding onto her arm and the rest of her was gone, right?
It had separated at the socket, as you had pulled an iron grip to try and keep her in place, but her own body could not handle the strain of two supernatural forces pulling her in two directions.
Okay, that being said, you're just going to see Acer running with like a severed arm, and he's just going to turn around and fling it behind him.
As you fling it behind you, the front of this dilapidated wooden building from where you just ran out, Acer, explodes open as you can hear something heavy landing in the dark. You can feel the impact of wood flinging over your shoulder as something is hot on your heels.
Oh, he's just gonna keep running. It's just.
Can we see what's on his heels?
Grayson and Crescent. As you watch, you turn your light, I'm assuming, Grayson, to look at the scene before you.
Yeah.
Looking with the bit of light you have as it reflects off of Acer, you can see the front of this building just shatter open. The building began to wobble and crumble in on itself as you see a massive blur of a shadow charging straight towards Acer. You can hear the sounds of heavy, heavy footfalls onto stone. You can hear the loud snarling of some kind of ravenous creature and a flash of black fur. As Acer, I'm going to need you to make a roll for me.
Okay, can I help myself out?
How are you helping yourself out?
I would like to reach in, grab the smokescreen pill, or more specifically, as it is called, I have it right here, the haze pill, the normal one, and just kind of pop that sucker in to see if I can, leave a smoke screen behind me as I run like the pansy I am.
I will allow this if that's what you wish to do. It'd be a rouse check.
All right, rousing. Success.
Success. You do not get hungrier as you immediately cut the side of your tongue on your own fang and crunch down to the pill. All of a sudden, it was a normal success, correct?
Yes, it was normal.
Instantaneously, Grayson, you watch as Acer is running. All of a sudden, this massive fog begins to fill the courtyard rapidly as you can see the spearhead of Acer wide-eyed and just sprinting. We'll see how well this helps you, but for now, let me go ahead and get the correct roll.
Thought I'd ever be frozen in fear, but I think I'm frozen in fear right now. Holy crap. Okay, well.
About to rapid reflex punch that door open to the building and be like, get in.
I think we should just fucking hide, but,
There we go.
That's the plan. Go inside the Red Cross building.
So, Acer, the only reason why you have not been instantly attainable is because you ran like fucking hell and wasted no time. That something is coming after you fast, even in the trail of fog. I need you to go ahead and give me a dexterity plus athletics.
All right, I'm on it. I am not an athletic boy. That's
0.
yeah. I only have 2 dexterity, and they both. I got no successes, and
oh my god!
so I only have 2 dice.
We're dead.
I'm going to die, guys.
I do have one thing.
What do you want to do?
If you can still do it.
I have
Acer.
not seen the result yet, so you caught me right on time.
Acer.
Yeah.
Blood bags.
Okay, so
I forgot. We have some packs if you want to use them.
So I saw that.
You get
But the
one.
question is-
You get 1 pull per session.
I get 1 pull, and I'm very scared we might need them later on.
You could also take a more aggravated willpower if you want to re-roll.
There would be no point. The max I could get would be 1.
One
Yeah,
is better than none.
it's up to you. You can you can roll the dice and see what happens. You're gonna keep what you have, or you can test it.
Oh, if this ends up screwing me, okay. I will pull 2. I want to at least make sure to leave 1 for each of you.
Okay.
So I'll pull 2.
You may add 2 more hunger die to your check.
I don't think this is gonna do anything, but we'll see.
Take it for what it is. It's an extra chance.
You.
What?
Is it a messy crit or a messy
No.
failure?
No, it's just blank. We're all blank.
Can't say we didn't try.
Oh my god!
And
Oh my god! We're fucking dead!
You know
We're gonna die!
You know what's going on? I know exactly what's happening. It's because my face is on screen. I've never had this battle roll before. And now that my face is on screen, all of a sudden, I'm getting nothing. Like, literally nothing.
Can I? Oh.
If someone wants to do something in this moment before I say what happens,
I'm not a long range person. This is on you,
Can I
Crescent.
shoot at it? Fine.
it'll be at a penalty between the haze and the darkness, but you can try.
I'm a trick shot. This is what I'm made for.
I'm going to say for the ability that this creature is using, it's going to require rapid reflexes.
That's perfectly fine. I can do that.
Okay. Is that reflexes free? Just double checking.
I believe it is. Let me double check
Yes.
though, because I want to stay consistent.
Rapid reflex is free.
I believe it is. Yeah.
Rapid reflexes is in fact free, so I can confirm.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you for looking that up for me. That would
So-
save me a little bit.
Crescent, in this moment, as it's all happening together, you watch as Acer is sprinting like hell, but as soon as he goes for a long stride, he stumbles just for a split second as he seems to lean awkwardly to one side, catching his balance. He's still in that momentum. He hasn't fallen, but he's not actively moving. Just enough time for you to see, bursting out of the fog, massive flickers of claws.
Oh, great.
You gonna take a shot?
Yeah.
All right.
Stay away from my thin blood.
You can.
Do it.
Don't forget, since you are using weaponry, if you wish to try and do a full auto and just pump everything you have into it, you can get a bonus, but it's going to use an entire magazine of ammunition. You only have 2.
Oh, why'd you have to tell me that? Okay.
It's all fairness.
No. I think this would be a situation that might be worth it.
Okay, so
I don't know. I'm not in that dire of a situation with a 0.
You know, I'm low on humanity, but I still don't want you to die. There's still that tiny little screeching in the back of my head. So yeah, I'm gonna unload everything into it.
Sorry,
Okay.
that's me.
So because you can get this off before it actually makes its attempt to attack this creature, go ahead and give me for this This is a high stress situation. So for this one's going to be composure plus firearms.
Composure?
You're trying not to hit Acer. And if you're fully unloading, you negate the -2 penalty for your sight problems.
Okay, that's...
You know what would really suck?
Yes.
You know what would really suck? If she rolled all zeros and just dropped me. Yeah, at least it wasn't bestial failure.
That could have been a lot worse.
Yeah. Probably would have turned around and tried to eat the thing.
Yeah. Let's see what happens with little pup versus big pup.
Okay, hold on. I'm making sure I'm using all my resources here.
Take your time.
Okay, so 2 composure.
If you want to risk a rouse, you can.
That's what I'm debating right now, because that's already 6 dice.
Alright, so while this is going on, chat, maybe you can help me make a backup character?
You already have a backup character. Don't do that shit.
I need to flesh him out.
I can only use 1 discipline at this point, right?
You can only use 1 discipline per turn.
I have one idea if you're going to let me as a backup plan, DM.
It may revolve you using your rapid reflexes as well, but what do you want to do?
I would like to use my blood, and I would like to scorpionate my own blood.
So because of you only can use 1 discipline technically per round, and that's kind of how we're basing this, you would not be able to do it in time before whatever happens to Acer happens. But you can do it. But it would happen after whatever happens to Acer.
That's okay.
Okay? Go and give me a rouse check.
I'm preparing it. I do get hungry.
Okay, you gain a point of hunger as you begin muttering very quickly to yourself. Your head kind of tilts to one side as you force your body to breathe, and you feel this burning sensation begin to take place within your own veins. Not painful, but uncomfortable. However, that dictator leans forward on his iron throne. Oh, about to get our hands dirty, huh? Be careful. There's not really much to eat down here.
That's fine. This is for something that wants to take a bite of us.
If you start starving, you take care of that little witch. She's such a battery, and you get out first. Do you hear me? I refuse to be dying down here in the dark like a rat.
I refuse as well.
Your blood is scorpified. But, Crescent, make your call. What are you doing? You taking what you got, or are you going to try and risk it?
I sent it to you. I'm taking what I got, but I sent it to you just as proof, so...
Okay.
Excuse me.
Okay. That's pretty damn good. 4, 5, 6, 7 successes. Alright, 7 successes. Unfortunately, this creature has used an ability, so it cannot use its own version of rapid reflexes. So it's going to get a penalty.
Oh. I might live. This is good. Thank you so much.
So, this is what happens. Crescent, you wait for the last split second just as you see these massive glimmerings of claws reach through this massive haze of fog. And right as you can see the reflective coloring of some kind of massive feral eye gleam through the dark, just as Grayson's phone swings over, you have this moment to slow down before you just press down on both your machine gun pistols, the sounds of bullets echoing blindingly loud in this cavern as the sound of gunfire begins to ricochet in every direction. You watch just as Acer stumbles, you look up and see the flash of the muzzle before you dip down, cover your head, and just sprint as fast as you can. As Crescent, you hit your mark, you hear this massive sound of pain as you can smell blood hit the floor. Acer, you go over your shoulder for a split moment to see bullets physically ricocheting off the front of this creature's face. You see a flash of teeth snap just barely inches from you. The maw of this creature, almost the size of your entire back, as it misses you just by a near inch as you sprint forward. Grayson, you scorpionify your blood to see a blur of darkened motion out of the fog towards the left, off somewhere into the darkness. You feel that scorpion venom come up. Acer, you run up and meet the group just in time, feeling that hot breath still on your neck for a second.
Unloaded a lot. I don't have much left. Can we hide now? Hide now.
Yes,
Let's go.
please.
Get in, and I'm going to push them towards the Red Cross building.
Immediately,
Going straight.
you all push inside as Grayson, you look around. You guys are in the middle of what appears to be this old, dilapidated lobby. The floor itself squeaks underneath the pressure of your own boots. As you look around, appears to be like an old-fashioned version of what a receptionist desk might look like. Looking around, you're pretty familiar with medical environments. This appears to be at one point some kind of hospital, but it is old. It is a type of hospital that you would read in a history book. It is old. It is dusty. Everything is made of old shiplap wood. There are even some versions of very primitive-looking medical-grade instruments that have been topped over, long dusted over, broken and shattered. It appears to be a hospital. You have a forward door to your right and 2 hallways down the left and right.
I would like to instantly grab something that looks heavy and shove it against the door, please.
You slap the door shut as you reach down very quickly. For this, the quality of it, go ahead and give me a Wits plus investigation. As
Okay.
Grayson and Crescent, as you both get inside, Acer slams the door shut. Crescent, you look out. Give me a Wits plus perception. Oh, sorry, no, Wits plus awareness. Right, D&D's still on the
D&D
brain.
on the brain again?
D&D's still on the brain.
Okay. Well, you said wits and awareness.
Yes. As I'm sure you're looking over, knowing you looking over your back to see where your target went, because you lost sight of it in an instant.
That is 4 successes.
4 successes.
3 successes on my end.
3 successes. Your keen eyes, despite the panic state, but I guess that old-fashioned thin-blood adrenaline hasn't quite left your system. As you scrounge around very quickly, you find what appears to be an old, twisted, ancient piece of metal just laying on the ground. It appears to be an old-fashioned medical stand of some kind that had glass filaments to contain some kind of fluid, long since shattered and broken, but it's a piece of metal.
Sold. Gonna grab it. Just see if I can do, those medieval times where they just kind of like shove the bar in.
There
Yeah,
are
to
2
keep it
actually
friendly.
latches on the inside that would be where a barricade could go.
Ah, fantastic. I mean, yeah, just shove that right there.
As, Crescent, you look around quickly over your shoulder, you don't see where your target went. It dashed somewhere in the fog as it begins to dissipate into the environment. You saw the slight little trail as something had moved so fast, the fog carried with it for a split moment off to the left somewhere, but it is now eerily quiet outside. Grayson, do you want to do something? As in this second, you're noticing this room start to fill up with vapor.
Oh, wait. Is Acer's pill still going off?
His fog
Oh,
is
yeah,
still
it's
going.
Still going.
Okay, that's not necessarily a bad thing. But
What the hell was that?
I don't know, but whatever it was, it fucking killed the person that led me down here.
Wait, you found another person?
Yeah, another diver. It looked like the
Was
one
that the arm?
Yes, that was the arm I tossed.
Cool. All right. Okay, well, that thing was big, so if we could go somewhere small, that would be great, but I doubt we can outrun it for long.
You hear faintly
Yep.
this sound of heavy footfalls run across the courtyard.
Oh, great. Can I just peek outside the window, or can I even see?
You can't see it all right now. At this point, the fog is beginning to envelop this entire central lobby
Oh.
area. Grayson, you want to do something to last bit of visibility.
so there's no stairs. We just see hallways left, right, and
From
forward.
where you're seeing, there is appears to be an old push door at the end of this hallway behind this old-fashioned looking receptionist desk type area, a hallway to the left and a hallway to the right, with a myriad of doors spaced out fairly evenly. This appears to have been maybe an ancient triage center of some kind.
Okay,
What is this place?
hospital. Very old.
Yeah, I
There's
can
that
see
much
that
detail.
much.
Okay, we need to use
Following
that.
it up.
We have to use this fog to our advantage. We
Okay.
keep moving. We have to keep moving this way. I'm going to point forward.
You're going straight.
I'm going to point it out to them. I'm
Okay.
going to say, this is the thing. We're about to lose visibility, which we have to take advantage of that. I pray that is not what I think it is out there, because if it is, boy, is this getting really, really bleak.
Pray tell, because I'm sure we all have our own theories, but what do you think it is?
A chupacabra.
I'm just gonna look at Acer.
I
Everything
think
else
after
exists.
the footfalls come and I grab both of them, I start moving down the
Yes!
hallway. Like, talk moving. In fact, don't talk less. Talk not at all.
Yeah, got it.
Immediately as you begin rushing your way down the front of the center, by the way, just so I have for clarity, are you still using your lights?
It is pitch black in there, is it not?
It is extremely dark still. There is no light source here.
Would it matter with all the mist that's spewing out of me right now?
Currently, if you guys keep moving, the way I kind of envision this mist functioning, if you stay in the back of the group, it's moving behind you as you keep moving. If you stay still, it quickly starts to fill up the space around you.
Yeah, so that is actually what I'm doing is I'm staying in the back.
That's kind of how I picture this ability working. It's not very specific.
Yeah. Also, I am kind of like crouching down a little bit, so as it like bellows out, I can more quickly hide in the mist if I need to.
Fair enough, I'll keep that in mind. But anyway, Grayson and Crescent, as you guys kind of take point on this for a moment, and you charge forward, you burst open the front doors as you drag them behind you. You guys keep running and running. The footfalls going a bit more frantic in the distance, and it seems whatever was out there is kind of pacing around the front courtyard. You can hear the sound of something scraping against stone. After a moment, you hear... You feel the entire building shake for a moment as something has landed on top. You can hear this heavy thud from above as you continue running through the hallway. On each side of you, Grace, it appears as a very shorter hallway that does not have an exit at the end. But there are about 6 rooms in total, with old-fashioned wooden doors barely hanging off the hinges, some doors that completely fall off and hit the ground in various areas. This room is dusty and hollow. It's hard to get an exact description of everything going on because you're just running quickly. But what do you want to do? As there's no exit in this hallway.
So there's no way to get out of this?
It's a one-way in.
Okay, that is not what I was hoping. I was hoping this led to a different section of the hospital. Okay. And there are rooms on the sides of us, correct?
Yes, 3 on each side of these hallways.
You start peeking into the rooms and seeing if there's anything strange going on about them. Is anything showing up with my sensing unseen?
Here's the funny thing about that. Yes and no. As you run in, I just have to clarify, you're still using your lights at the second.
I think we've at least narrowed it down to like only one of us is using the light. I think it would be me at this point.
Just keep that in mind. But as you kind of look around, tapping into your sense of unseen as you have the split moment trying to make a decision of what you want to do, there's no active illusion or supernatural entity within what you can see. There's no necessarily something the pip, but you notice that blue haze that kind of exists everywhere as you'll be able to see between both of the parallel realities of the ethereal and the now. That color is shifted to more of a very light, almost fuchsia-esque fog. And it dawns on you, and Crescent would notice this too due to her hunger. There's almost this very faint metallic taste to the air, almost coppery. It's not necessarily a trail, it's just kind of permitting everywhere. But Grayson, you did say you were peeking into the rooms. Give me a wits plus awareness.
Okay. And 3 successes.
3 successes. You quickly peek into the rooms as you guys have realized, shit, this doesn't go anywhere. You can't go back to where you came. It's too dangerous at the moment. And you quickly begin to peek into the rooms. On the left side of the room, you definitely see what appears to be maybe old-fashioned versions of treatment rooms, maybe doctor's offices of some kind. Makeshift, old-fashioned wooden framed beds with wrought iron frames. The mattresses have long degraded away, rotted to the core, filthy. You look to the far right, it appears to be some kind of rec room of some kind, maybe at one point. You definitely see an old-fashioned version of a wooden countertop with an old iron furnace stove that could have been used to heat and cook at one point, with an old wooden table that's completely fallen in and degraded. At the far corner on the right, you do see it is a room that is stocked full of these very large wooden crates. Some of them have rotted and fallen in on each other. It appears that maybe this could have been some kind of storage room of something, of some kind. I will say, with your 3 successes, there is potential to possibly hide in some of these rooms, as there's enough old rotted debris that may be able to hide. And with the haze going up, this ability is getting quickly very hard to see, even in the dark. The dark only adding to the problem.
I guess the best place to hide would be in the storage room then, that has all the dilapidated shit and the broken or the rotted boxes. If it is what I think it is, I mean, maybe the smell will throw it off.
Okay, so we hide until when?
I mean, maybe it'll lose interest very quickly. We don't know. I mean, you hit it. They didn't like that. Maybe we'll be less willing to search for very long if we can't find us.
Yeah, but Manako still passed through here, so it could go after her at any second, especially since I think we were getting close. I mean, I want to hope that we're getting close. I don't know anymore.
I think we're in the right place. I think this is the wrong hallway. I don't think we can do anything. And
Okay, so we hide until it goes away?
for now, just temporarily, it gets out of here, gives us some room to properly look. It's a big hospital, shit's falling apart. If we do this half-assed, one of us is going to end up on breaking through floors, and if we're unlucky enough, landing on something sharp.
You hear all very distantly above. Sounds like something wouldn't have just broken above.
Go.
All right, we're hiding. Let's hide. Hide.
All right, we're all going to get...
We're all going to get real cozy in a second.
We're all getting into the storage room and starting to put together a good place to hide.
As the last one in, I'm going to slowly close the door to try not to alert it with sound.
Let's see if this room has a door. It does.
All right, then I'm going to do that just very gently.
You have to... You know what, for this, it is a very old door. You can see the hinges kind of rust and squeak at the very slightest bit of touching. For the sake of this, Acer, go ahead and give me a dexterity plus stealth.
Okay. Before that, though, since I noticed that they squeak a little bit, I'm going to take out my switchblade.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to slice my finger open and just kind of press it, make sure get a little blood out. And I'm going to put it on the hinges, try to lubricate it a bit, because I know blood is a lubricant. That's an actual thing, guys. Don't try it, but, that's an actual thing.
You know what? That's a very clever action. I'll give you a +1 die to add to that roll.
Nope, I'm not going to risk it. I'm going to take more willpower damage.
All right, take another point of aggravated willpower damage.
I cannot risk that. That is a messy crit. I can't. That would fuck us.
That fear in your mind, that radiating sense of survival is beginning to get ever imposing, and you're starting to lose your mental fortitude.
3 successes.
3 successes, I'll keep that in mind. As Acer is doing this for this round, what are the both of you guys doing?
I'll listen. I want to make sure of any sounds.
Okay, so you're listening. Give me a West Plus awareness. Grayson, what do you want to do in this moment?
I'd like to actually check the crates. What is in them?
You want to be quiet about this?
Yes, I would like to be at least somewhat quiet.
Give me a dexterity plus awareness.
I'm at 3 success.
Got it.
Only got 1.
1 success. Luckily, it's just enough. It's not necessarily a hard thing to do, as long as you're not being reckless. But you're not able to gather much. You're able to very carefully go, I can't touch that. Don't want to tear that one apart. This one. As you kind of adjust on the side and kind of very quietly kind of pry out with some of the wood that's holding together and look inside. You can see, by shining your light in, there is a harsh smell of something chemical-based in here. It is non-refined. You can see that it just crates of very large glass bottles that jostle, but they're heavily discolored. And there is already a very almost best way I can explain it is when certain chemicals begin to break down, especially old-fashioned ones, they emit a very almost bitter, stagnant aroma that to mortals would be, for all intents and purposes, insanely toxic as they begin to vaporize and degrade into the air. There are some kinds of solution or chemicals of various degrees in this crate, but they're heavily discolored, almost black and yellow in a lot of regards, the glass being the only thing really keeping them together. But it appears that this would be maybe at some point some kind of medical supplies, some kind of overall supplies needed for this hospital, but it's well stocked.
Perfect. I'm going to take a few of those bottles. I'm going to start pouring them around the area.
Almost immediately, Crescent and Acer, you involuntarily gag just out of reflex as almost this insanely visceral chemical aroma just begins emitting. It's like you cross gasoline with formaldehyde. It is, to a mortal, this would be enough to start causing one to choke and probably asphyxiate. But the room immediately begins to smell this very harsh chemical.
Bring it right to us with that.
Or make it hate it.
Yeah, but it's gonna know where we are, isn't it?
Question.
It doesn't know. It hasn't been here. If we're quiet and it doesn't know we're here, all it's going to think is that this room stinks. It doesn't want to be here. That's why I'm not pouring it. I'm not pouring it egregiously. I'm making it just enough.
Acer, what's your question?
As someone who has worked with blood alchemy extensively, would the smell give away if this is, like, flammable? Or some type of flammable? Because you know how alcohol, anything really, like, flammable has a
certain sting to it.
Yeah.
You're definitely, as you kind of, like, taste in the back of your throats, you first, again, now also begin to notice that slight copper tinge to the air in general. Makes your brain almost think of blood for a moment, but it can't be, it's just air. But then you feel that clawing grit in the back of your throat. This may not be necessarily straight alcohol, but whatever this chemical is has begun to break down into its basic components. And this has that ooh, better not light a spark off in here.
Crescent, do me the biggest favor in existence.
Besides saving your life a few minutes ago?
That too. Don't
what?
shoot your gun in here.
Why?
Because if you spark, so do we.
Gotcha. Don't plan on burning today.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Been there, done that, not fun.
In this moment, as you hear far off to the right, somewhere in the distance, another something cracking and bending and breaking, the sound of old wood just caving away. You guys have the last second if you guys want to do anything else before you guys are going to try and hide, if you want to.
I would like to, I don't think I can extend it to other people, but I would like to activate at least Shadow Cloak to give myself some bonus on stealth.
I believe that's free, correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so this room is already dark, but where Crescent's standing, as she slowly begins to kind of pull her way towards some of the more larger crates and debris, you guys are starting to adjust yourself to try and hunker down to hide. The vapor now completely filling this room. You can't help but notice that the area around Crescent almost seems to blanket her as she manifests into the shadows itself. What's you guys doing? As now, by the way, this haze has completely filled this room.
I'm gonna back away from the door and try to find some boxes to, like, get behind. And then what I'm gonna do is, just in case, take my dagger. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna take my sword, unsheath it a little bit, just enough to where, if I need to, I can scrape them against each other to cause a spark.
Okay, go ahead and give me a dexterity and stealth as you... Actually, for this, your current situation is a bit more of a mental problem. This will be for you a composure plus stealth.
And because of the first thing, that's a -2 to composure.
You are impaired mentally, currently.
Yeah, so, okay. So, 1 success.
Okay. Grayson, any last minute things you want to do?
If I got close to Crescent, would I gain any of the benefits of that cover?
Unfortunately not. It only affects her. I akin this to like predator camouflage. As you instinctively, Grayson, lean towards her, you find her, she kind of grabs your hand, play closer. You can see that her skin has taken on naturally almost darkish bluish color, as like the darkness itself is trying to stick to her.
My backup plan is the scorpion that's flowing through me right now.
Are you going to try and prepare to spit if you need to?
Yes.
Okay. You keep your fangs extended as you begin to slink into some of the wooden debris and crates with Crescent. Both of you, composure plus stealth.
I definitely don't have any stealth. Guarantee I don't.
That would be a bonus with the Shadow Cloak, correct?
Yes, because it is considered a stealth check.
Gotcha.
Well, there's 2 successes for me, at least.
Okay.
4.
What, 4 successes?
Mhm.
Okay. You all preparing yourselves one way or another. You all begin to bed yourselves down. You feel yourself shaking as the anxiety of the situation, trapped in a corner of this hospital. As you hear, you feel the ground vibrate ever so slightly as something heavy has just landed on the nearby level. You hear in the room nearby, maybe a good 20 feet behind this room, sound of glass shattering. You hear at the end of the hallway, these footfalls are getting closer. As Grayson, you keeping your eyes open, just listening, you can hear the very distinct sounds of a very large, animalistic. It will be at a penalty, as it does have heightened senses.
Ooh. Suddenly very glad I found those chemicals.
It'll be at a -2 dice penalty, as it cannot see, but it's going to use its nose. You hear the footsteps begin to get fainter, until finally you can hear only ever so often the faintest sounds of those footfalls very far away. For a forest sounds like glass somewhere in the distance breaks open. And it goes quiet. Do you all stay exactly where you are?
For like maybe a couple more seconds.
I would agree with that one.
As you guys choose to stay still just a little bit longer, the fear prevailing. A minute passes by. Silence. Another minute passes by. Silence. And right when you're about to move, think you're safe, you hear outside the door something lighter. Something scraping across wood. Room nearby, you hear a door slam open. Right by the wall to your ear, Grayson, you hear something scraping against the wooden wall just right next to you on the other side. Sounds like something scrapes against the wall and goes straight up to the above levels, and then goes quiet.
What the hell was that?
I don't think the wolf is the only thing here.
Yeah, kind of getting
Should I dispel haze? The mist.
You know it's not going to last much longer. As it started, you can feel that radius begin to start petering out. It only lasts for one scene.
Never mind, that answers that question.
We get medical and get out of here.
Yes.
No, I would like to stay for tea and biscuits. Of course, that's what we're going to do.
There was a second set. You heard it. Whatever that thing was, it's still in here. So as I slowly take a few steps out.
As you very carefully move the door, the fog, this haze, are beginning to settle and dissipate into the air. Many different drafty spaces for the fog to leak through cracks in wood and out into the front of the building, as visibility is beginning to settle back in, as unfortunately, Ace, your ability cuts out. Grayson, are you using your light, or is anybody using a light source at this time, as it is pitch black?
I'm going to keep to Sense the Unseen first.
Okay.
I'm looking out of the doorway with Sense the Unseen.
You don't see anything, and it is pitch dark, because again, unfortunately, Sense the Unseen does not help with darkness. But you do see that strange shift in that natural defaulted aura that kind of comes with the air when you use this ability. But you definitely can see as you kind of pierce through this like fuchsia-esque type color. You can see very faintly off the distance, it does begin to fade away back to that normal ethereal blue, but outside of the building. It seems there's something different about the air here, and as you're kind of focusing on a moment as you get near the door, go ahead and give me a Wits plus Blood Sorcery.
Okay. Yes. And 3 things I'm good at. Kind of. I'm getting better.
To be fair, I'm not even good at the things I'm good at now. Fucking mental exhaustion.
I would like to use a willpower to reroll.
Okay, take a point of willpower damage.
Okay. Mark that down. Okay, much better. 3 successes.
3 successes. You can't see anything, but you definitely have gotten the awareness there's something more to this place. All the while, you've been feeling this oppressive nature just sitting on your back. To the others, it may not necessarily been as apparent, but for you, it's been oppressive. Between you having to keep yourself focused at the slight jumps where you see some of those illusions kind of sprint across the room, you have to kind of focus. You begin to pierce through that veil a little bit. That oppression comes back. In a moment of clarity, you feel, the best way I can describe it, it feels like a heartbeat. This wave of oppression is rhythmic, as something is radiating, and it feels more intense as you look towards the ground. There's something here, that feeling, whatever is causing these catacombs to be the way they are, whatever is going on that's been messing with your minds and been chipping at your mental fortitudes, it's centered here, and you're standing on top of it.
So all this washes over me. I walk back to the other 2 quietly, and I bring them close. I'm sure of it now. This is the place where it's all happening.
Do we know where exactly? Like, this is a pretty big area.
The building. This building specifically.
Okay. So we just have to walk around, see if we can find her.
Yes. Every time these distortions go off, it's like a heartbeat. It's rhythmic. I haven't felt anything as strong as when we came into this building. This is it.
Okay. Well, we're kindred. We're used to following a beat, right?
It's way interesting. Yes, I suppose so.
All right, so let's just follow it to the source.
Agreed. So we need to go back. We're going to make our way back down the hallway. Being an educated guess, we either go left or right. There's 2 other hallways.
I'm partial to right, just because I'm right-handed. Crescent?
I'm done with all these games. I just want to get her and get out. Then I'm not saying that against you guys. You can't control the situation. But I want to get her to get out.
I think we need to start going higher. I don't think there's anything for us on the bottom, on these levels.
I thought you said the pulsating or whatever was coming from below.
It's originating, but I don't know if we can go any lower, honestly. Just basically we look for stairs going up or down, whichever we find first.
All right, well, we'll follow you. You keep following whatever things your eyes see. And we'll just follow you to its source. That's it.
I can keep this going, but I need somebody else to man the lights.
Got you.
Acer, do you check your phone?
Yeah, I'll check to see how much battery I got left.
It looks like about 25% battery left, but that's not necessarily the most alarming part. The part that concerns you the most is currently 4:30 a.m. Sunrise is probably in about 4 hours.
Okay. So we have a slight issue. It's 4 a.m. Sunrise is going to be up soon, so we don't have a choice. We have to stay in this place all day. Well, you guys do. No, that doesn't mean I'm going to leave you behind. I'm just, stating a point of fact, whatever. Anyways, Also, my phone has 25%. This thing can last for, a good day or two without being charged. I have no fucking clue what this place is doing, but it seems like it's messing with my electronics to the point where I have less battery than I thought I did. And I know we weren't down here for a day.
Well, then we just need to make this quick.
Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and switch on the light and just be like, is there like a rag or anything?
Looking
around this place?
Looking around, there is definitely some old, rotted pieces of fabric. That's not hard too far to find.
Okay, so I'm going to grab like a little rotted piece of fabric, and I'm just going to put it over the thing, just kind of like as a quick cover if I need to dim the light.
Okay.
So it's not like a bright beacon in the darkness.
I'll keep that in mind.
I want to do one other thing.
What would you like to do?
Is there still any more bottles of that solution?
There are plenty of bottles still available. As that crate, even looking at that crate, you could have seen at least maybe 2 or 3 dozen.
Acer, do you have your bag?
Yeah, always.
Well, a few impromptu Molotovs?
I like the way you think. Hand them over.
Grab like 3 of them.
Okay.
And with the extra disguise kit, that the jacket's gone now, but I still have a shirt and pants and a wig. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to use the shirt and pants to wrap it in a way where the bottles don't cling together.
Okay, so you're just going to try and cover each of them.
More like putting them in the backpack and then shoving the clothes in between, not wrapping around.
Oh, you're trying to like packaging peanuts, kind of.
Yeah. So that way the bottles don't cling, so there's less of a chance of them breaking and making noise while we walk around.
Easy enough. That's not necessarily a hard thing to do, as the bottles would naturally clink together. You kind of pad the remaining amount of change of clothing you have into this bag, space them out. It takes about a minute or two, but you're able to keep these segregated. I will say, as you're maneuvering these bottles are not perfectly sealed due to age. There is a little bit of leakage. These might be a hazard if something breaks out.
You have to be very careful to make sure these things don't break.
When we step out of the room, I'm going to take a second to go and grab a blanket from one of the rooms and tear it up a little bit, just something that I can wrap around the head of the bottle.
Okay. So I just want to be clear, are you guys crafting these now, or are you just gathering components for it?
Just gathering components.
Yeah, we're just gathering the stuff.
Okay, I'll say within a short, maybe 4 or 5 minutes, you're able to grab enough, old kind of cloth. It does take really effort to rip it apart as it's very degraded. Some of it's a little wet, but a lot of it's dry. This place is really safe from a lot of the elements. I will say...
Plus, I got a knife.
Easy enough. There's the access you have at hand is easy enough to make these, to get the supplies you need. I will say the 3 of you, the longer you are in this area, the more you're becoming aware of that tinge in the air. It's like no matter where you go in this area, it's starting to kind of click with you what this coppery taste is. It's like you could almost taste blood splatter. The kind that I'm sure everyone here has experienced when a feed has gone botched and the arterial pressure causes a spray of vaporized blood. It's like it's a very thin tinge of this just pervasively in the air. Like everything. And in fact, it gets a little more intense when you disturb the surroundings, like it's living on the dust that exists in this place. Too faint for a mortal to notice, but to your vampiric senses, it's almost agitating. It's annoying because it feels like you're about to taste blood and it's just not there. And I'll say, Grayson, as you're the one kind of paying most attention to your surroundings as you leave the room first, you notice on the wall nearby, using Acer's light to kind of help you, there are gouge marks on the side of the wall that were not there before. But these marks are thin, very thin, long, about 6 feet in length, and one long fell swoop, about a line of 4 of them. But the cut in the wood is very thin, almost like a razor's thin. It's too thin to be some kind of animal and too long for the reach of any normal creature. But the wood has been damaged where it wasn't before. In this moment, Crescent, what do you want to do as these two have been preoccupied with gathering some materials?
I want to find medical and I want to get out. That's it.
You're just irritatingly waiting?
Yes.
Okay. Beyond the thoughts of irritation, beyond being fed up with your surroundings, constantly poked and prodded and tormented by the very environment you walk on, for long, you've all gathered your supplies. What do you wish to do?
Start making our way back down the hallway.
Yep.
All right. The 3 of you, go and give me dexterity plus stealth checks. As the moment you guys set foot back into the hallway, you feel this like pressure from the wood beneath your feet. This building is old and it is rickety. 2 successes. Okay.
I also got 2 successes.
2 successes.
That's a lot of dice.
You are kind of the tactical individual of this group.
It's almost as if you built your character for assassination. Huh.
Oh, so
Weird.
funny.
Crescent just has default 11 successes. All right, moving on.
No. That's a dice pool of 10, so this is going to be
With the amount of dice pool you have, you can just choose to take the half for a guaranteed 5 successes if you wish.
I got 10 successes, so I'm just going to go roll with that.
Okay. So, just for future awareness, if you have a large enough dice pool, you can just simply choose to what's called take half. And that means that whatever dice pool you have, you just take half, and that's considered the success for that roll. It's up to you. Not always necessarily a good idea, but when you have a large dice pool, it might be helpful sometimes.
I did not know that. That's really good.
I didn't know that either, so thank you.
Things I'm also learning every day.
There you go.
So, Grayson and Acer, as you guys kind of take point in the situation, very carefully moving your way down the center hallway, you be very meticulous on where you step, and it takes some time. Very carefully leading your light out, covering it. You're not really making any noise, luckily. You haven't moved very slowly, and kind of dawns you like, you haven't heard Crescent. Where did she go? And Acer, you turned your head, and she is like a centimeter behind your face, as she is not even giving any sort of semblance of her existence. You almost forgot she was there for a moment.
Okay. Remind me to take lessons from you later.
You continue walking down this hallway. 3 of you. This building, to say it is ancient, is an understatement. The wood beneath your feet is warped and shifted like a funhouse. You have to be mindful of every step you take because you're not sure if you're one false move and your foot's going to go through a floor. You can feel the very slight temperature changes in this building. The wood creak and moan with complaints. You continue down as you reach the end of a hallway, passing rooms after room after room, about a dozen or so, this very long stretch of hallway. That's no windows in the front of the building, leaving you all even in just deeper darkness, shined only by the cone of light provided that stretches as far as it can down the hall. Each room, as you pass, is just more variations of what you'd see in a hospital, but much older. Wooden dressers and shelves, long, broken, discarded. Hospital beds made from wrought iron frames and downy feathered mattresses, long, worn away into a pile of slightly sludgy-looking mess. There's a fine layer of dust over every surface where you can even look down and see your own footprints from where you left behind. As you glance down this hallway, Grayson and Ace are you first to notice, and these dusty prints, there is massive paw prints. If you were to put your hand next to it, it's almost triple the size of the largest hand in this group. The wood itself even indented ever so slightly from indicating a very heavy creature.
I know I've said this once, but I'm going to go ahead and say it again. Thank you for not letting that thing kill me.
Crescent, with your high stealth roll, as you're being the quietest of everyone, you look down. Do you look down the floor as well with them?
Oh yeah, I would assume so.
You notice by the obvious very large print, because again, you have a lot of dice and being perceptive, you also notice there are more disturbances in the dust. Feet, smaller feet, appears to be barefoot, human, but it looks like, the best way I can describe it is if it looks like someone was walking on their toes. You see display of 5 humanoid-like toes, but only the ball imprint of the foot. And there are quite a few tracks of them. They seem to only head in one direction, though, and towards the direction you're walking. But it seems they overlap, no backtracking. But in the midst of the dust, you do see shoe prints. Smaller foot, maybe female. Do you all proceed forward?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Moving forward, at a certain point, as you guys are about to turn a corner, you notice Crescent has begun to push ahead of you all, almost taking point, her eyes locked to the ground, following. Okay. And now as Crescent, you reach that corner, you turn around just in time for the light to cast over something pale.
Immediately see if I can get more light to survey what it is.
They come naturally following you. As you don't stop, you look over just as the light illuminates a humanoid creature. As the light pans over, Crescent stops for a moment just as you guys come around the corner to see, standing in the middle of the hallway, a very long humanoid creature standing on the balls of its feet. Pale, white, milky skin, its head bound down, and there's not one, there's not two, there's 3 of them, all huddled together with their heads bound low, standing in the middle of a hallway, shivering. You could hear hands curled in as they're wearing various ragged degrees. It appears to be very moderate as clothing, but long rotted and barely holding on to their frames. It appears skeletal in nature. There's a as they all twitch for a moment. You see along their necks, there's these large slits that are fanning open wide and closing, fanning open wide and closing. Crescent, being an individual that enjoys the ocean, that almost seems to function like gills that fan wide and pull close again with every breath. These creatures are of various heights of slender, lithe, bony individuals of 5.5 to almost 5 and 8 feet tall, the standard height for a person. But their bodies seem to be twisted and malformed. Their humanoid legs coming down the balls of their feet, but kind of crank up like digigrade as they all just huddle together, just shaking, just one turns its head ever so slightly, as luckily you rolled very high, so you did not make any noise. You can see very large ears kind of fan out, but you see where there should be eyes, it's just flattened flesh. No nose. No eyes, except for 2 large slits on the front and a massive dislocated jaw that extends upward, what appears to have almost like anglerfish-like teeth jutting up from the small jaw up into the face, and they just stand there unmoving.
I will immediately put a hand out to the other 2, touch a finger to my lips, and kind of point in front of me.
I'm following orders, and I am directing my vision directly towards whatever the hell has made us stop.
They twitch a little bit as those frills continue to expand outward, rattling and shaking for a moment before curling back and repeating. These things are seeming like they're breathing, but they're not moving to your presence, at least not at this second.
The footprints, where do I see them leading to?
It leads past these creatures. If you're looking specifically towards the shoe prints, you do see at one point the trail leads off towards the wall around them.
I'm going to stealthily take a step back, and you see that I'm calculating what I'm calculating right now.
Yeah, he was literally hinting like, should we toss one?
Okay, so if you're gonna hold that up, I'm immediately gonna nod and be like, yeah, holding hand out, please.
And then I'm gonna look to Grayson for like confirmation. We all need to be on the same page, so I'm just gonna hold it up and be like,
I look over to them and I nod.
Okay, where you said this hallway goes in two directions. One has
the hallway is an L shape. You're coming down a long hallway, and it goes at a hard left angle to the left. It's a 90-degree turn. It is almost like a box shape. I'll say between your stealth, your natural observance, and your wits plus awareness of the situation, you kind of move a little bit, do your corner check as you normally would to kind of stalk somebody. You kind of realize as you lean outward to look and move, they don't seem to be reacting to movement at all. But you do see as you look past them, maybe about 15 feet away, there appears to be a threshold to a room nearby. You could possibly bank something into there, but it's going to be a little tricky because they're standing right in front of it. Or there's a room within close proximity, as it appears that these hallways have more repeating rooms, but that's as far as the light will allow you to see.
After looking around the corner, I'm going to look back to them and be like, kind of gesture to, like, press against the wall. And stay quiet. Here we go. Oh, God.
I'm just going to put the jar away.
No. I still need the jar. Please give me the jar.
You very carefully take the jar from you. You can feel the liquid sloshing in your hand. That smell of that very alcoholic, formaldehyde, rotted chemical just stings your senses.
How wide is the hallway? Is it a narrow hallway, or is it like... It's
about a 10-foot wide hallway. It would be big enough for at least maybe 2, maybe even 3 people to walk side by side if they had to. But the bulk of these 3 individuals, these strange humanoid-like creatures, are taking up the dead center of this hallway, leaving not much room on each side.
I'm going to take the jar and kind of motion like I'm going to throw it. Press against the wall. And once I see that they're ready, the way that I'm going to throw it, because I don't want to throw it too far and then have it not make them aware of it. I'm trying to make kind of this descent, so if I throw it at the wall and it bounces off and keeps going, it'll continue to go down the hall, and that'll signal to them to keep going down the hall, I hope.
So to be clear, are you throwing down the hall, or are you trying to throw into the room that you see?
I'm throwing it down the hall from where we came.
Oh, from behind you?
Yeah.
So yeah, she wants the monsters to like run past us as they try to look forward.
I see.
It's a risk. Fucking risk.
I see what you're trying here. I'm in it. It's definitely ballsy, but it is an option. So you're trying to get it as far as you can down the hall behind you and let it shatter.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm trying to give it a sort of bounce effect. So I'll throw it as far as I can, but I want it to bounce off the wall and continue on, if that makes any sense.
Oh, it does. I'm just trying to figure out a roll for this, because it's a combination of like strength and dexterity, but you're also being very careful. So it's a bit of a complex roll here.
Gotcha.
I want to make an educated decision here. Since specifically you're not going for distance, you're going for essentially trying to make as much racket as possible by skillfully throwing the jar, and it's not heavy. It's a jar full of liquid. It's not like it weighs 10,000 pounds. I'll say for this is going to be a dexterity plus subterfuge.
Dexterity.
Okay. Can I argue, since she's actually trying to do a trick shot, that she can add trick shot?
Unfortunately not, as the functionality of a gun versus the functionality of an ancient junk jar full of weird chemical is metaphorically different. So unfortunately.
Fair.
I would still like to activate, if I don't still have it activated, Shadow Cloak, so that I can stealth this a little bit
It
easier.
is free and it's free and passive, but fair enough.
Okay, so I will do that and kind of step in front of them, but not in a way that I'm making more space, just kind of like helping to press them into the wall.
Okay.
And then I'm going to throw it. So, you said dexterity and subterfuge?
Yes, dexterity plus subterfuge.
Oh, God. Okay.
I will return shortly.
Okay.
Got it.
5 successes.
Just saying.
5 successes.
But we'll wait till our Mr. Holland gets back. Titan.
That's absolutely fine. It's actually a very good moment here, actually, to take a small intermission. I'm going to go do a very small ad break. We'll be back in just a few moments. All right, make sure everything's working. Okay, and we are back. That was a nice short break. Thank you all so much for being patient. Crescent, you said 5 successes, correct?
Let me double check my roller. Yes, 5 successes.
Grayson and Acer, you tucking the light and the phone to yourselves, you press yourself as flat as you can against the wall, and I'll be using your guys' previous stealth rolls for this.
Considering that's the best I can get, yes.
As
Seriously, same.
Crescent kind of takes a preparatory step near you, but standing in front of you, just almost protectively, as she stands back and leans, takes the jar, and just with the faint bit of light you could see some kind of old dilapidated shelving and maybe some kind of old displayed like nightstand table of some kind, just at the edge of your vision, like, okay, spank it. And as you throw, you add a flare of spin the moment it leaves your hand. You can feel it take off like a torpedo with a spiraling motion off into the darkness before silence. Silence.
I threw it too far.
Ting, dum, ting, ting. As it seems to have landed maybe about 10 feet away, immediately you're and faster than you expect, as Chris, you flatten yourself just in time as you see these humanoids come flying around the corner, but they're not on 2 legs. They're walking almost like backwards spiders. Long fingered, like bone-like claws come out the front of their fingertips as one crawls across the wall, one skitters on top of the roof, and one dashes still in its full stance with surprising speed, barely missing each of you as you wait there before you hear off in instance. From above you see one come crawling out from a crack in the ceiling, no bigger than maybe a 2x4, as it squeezes its way through, just teeth snapping in the air as it comes crawling down, lands on his back, scatters. You feel a hand just whip out, nearly missing you, Acer, by a centimeter as it flings about for a moment, regaining itself and skittering off as 2 more come around the hallway. One busts through the room right to your right, shattering the wood nearby, looking around, just as it kind of snaps its teeth right next to you, Grayson, inches from your face, as it just takes off as well. By your count, at least 7 of them have been alerted.
Okay. I'm gonna continue on as silently as we possibly can.
You can't help but notice, Crescent, as you all kind of slink around, you hear those familiar footballs outside, beyond the wall. As go, 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 go. That heavy footprint of whatever creature had assaulted you before with a massive paws. And as you continue making down this very long stretch of hallways, moving as fast as you can, following the footprints, after maybe about a minute, you hear a cacophony of somewhere in the distance as a snarl rips the cold, frozen air open, and now there's some kind of loud ruckus going on somewhere behind you, a good ways away. Maybe your pursuer found your friends.
Oh, good. I'm glad he's entertained, and it's not with us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's get there.
Yes, I agree.
Moving quickly, you guys go down the hallway, following the footprints, using this momentary distraction to make some headway away from danger. As you all are moving, just keeping your senses aware, you can hear almost in the walls more above you. It seems like this distraction is drawing more and more attention. full-on chaos is now behind you. You keep pressing onward, following the footprints as they continue moving at a much more hastened pace. Now almost you guys have kind of jogged, kind of keep up with Crescent as she's now moving with anticipation. And finally you come to what appears to be a two-set stairwell, one going up, one going down, and the dust prints head towards the down. Grayson, that wave, you feel it almost vibrate the air around you, and it's coming from the down. That almost fuchsia-like miasma seems to be flooding deeper red from this area.
See that it even like as the wave comes over him, you can see like a few veins in his arm pop out for a second. Just I look over to Crescent. I point my eyes toward that and kind of like a confirmation, like, is that where they go?
I'll just silently nod.
I nod my head.
I'll motion to Acer as well, like, we're going down.
You begin making your way down this old dilapidated staircase. The stairs themselves creak ever so slightly at the pressure of your bodies, as this is an old stairway. There's not even a metal handrail. It's old carved wood, probably made by hand at some point in time. And as you kind of lean against it, it kind of cracks a bit under even just the slightest touch. This place is rotting from within. And you're having to find yourselves being very careful where you step. And it spirals down 1 flight, 2 flights, 3. But then your feet hit solid ground on the 4th, and you realize you look down. The wooden staircase gives way to black, cut stone.
Is it completely dark?
It is still completely dark down here. But Crescent, you notice way far away, lightly orange glow at the end of this hallway, maybe about 40 feet away. The light from Acer's flashlight extending outward, cut stone design matching the ground, dark black stone that doesn't quite match the foundation for the buildings outside. There is wood flooring above you. You do all see at the very end, there appears to be a large set of double doors with the glinting of a doorknob not too far away, but there is a gentle orange glow coming underneath the threshold of the door itself.
Am I getting anything with my sense the unseen?
You don't see a type of sigils or warding in this area, as you have been previously seen before. No magic symbols. You do see, as you look up above, from the threshold stepping in, there is that rapier carving one last time. And it does give a very faint glow.
I turn my head to those two. I point up in the direction. Final marker.
Gonna proceed forward, and my D&D brain is saying to check for traps, but I don't know the equivalent to Vampire Masquerade for that.
Oh, that's absolutely fine. For this will be a Wits plus investigation as you take your time going through this hallway.
I don't think that's very high. Our investigation's 0.
Crescent's not a patient person.
I'm not.
If I'm looking around, can I help her at least a little bit?
Add an extra die as Grayson is helping you.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
No, I'm joking.
That brings it from 1 success to 2 successes.
2 successes. Ooh. Aided by Acer's light, as Acer, you're watching your phone, which was at 25%, now has gone down to 10.
Oh,
and the light kind of flickers for a moment.
This is not possible. What the hell is draining my energy?
But as you guys make your way down this long corridor, there are no tripwires. There are no weird stones that stand out oddly. There are no traps. And it's almost unnerving how plain and empty this pathway is. There are no carvings on the walls. It's just long hall of just cut stone. That as you reach the end of it, there are 2 sets of very thick wooden doors where it appears to be that rapier symbol has been branded into the door itself, but the door is slightly ajar, and a small bit of warm orange light is filtering through. And Crescent, you can faintly hear a female voice muttering something.
I assume I hear the same muttering.
It's very faint, but yes, there's the sound of a very low female muttering. It almost is rhythmic.
Is it ajar enough for me to peek in and see what's going on without being noticed?
Give me a wits plus investigation, but a -2 penalty. Actually, you already have a -2 penalty. Keep that penalty. That's what you got.
Okay. Wits plus awareness. That's going to be 3 successes.
3 successes. From where you can kind of peek in, with just barely letting your face touch the door, you can see that a faint bit of glow, that orange light coming in, appears to be from a nearby iron rod, old-fashioned torch. Something you'd see almost like in a medieval museum that is ablaze with a fuelless light as a hot flame flickers within the sconce itself. It has almost a strange, amorphous-like figure. It doesn't feel natural. You don't feel a heat coming off of it. There is a glow. Looking inside, it appears to be a very large room, and you can kind of see the corner of something. But your ear, pressing closer to the door, is a faint woman's voice muttering. And it sounds like medical.
Okay, I'm going to turn to the other two, and I'm just going to point in there and just kind of nod, trying to be like, yep, she's in there.
Yeah, but we don't know what she's doing. She could be trying to help the situation.
That's right. I'm not saying we kick the door in. I'm saying we go in there, but we do it now.
Okay. I agree. And I'll open the door, but I'm trying to be quiet about it.
I will let Crescent, as I do want her to at least be the first person Medico sees. But I will be very close behind.
I will put my hand on my sword and just kind of ready for battle in case something happens.
Using your previous roll, Crescent, as this still is being stealthy, you very carefully push the door open and it glides under your touch, just enough for the 3 of you to start funneling in, one behind each other. Crescent, since you're the first one in, you're the first one that sees the room. As this narrow hallway, that's maybe 4 or 5 feet wide, not uncomfortably close, but it was a little more single file than the previous spaces, now fans outward this massive circular space, maybe about good 60 feet long and radius wide. It is a massive chamber space, carved to the brim of more of that black stone that encompasses almost dome-like quality. As soon as you funnel in, you can see more of these very spent iron wrought torches bolted to the sides of the wall, each of them unlit with this strange goldish ethereal flame that flickers with no wind source and gives off no heat. In the center of this room, you can see a triangle-shaped layout of 3 massive black onyx slabs with elaborate carvings on the inside. The tops flat and dusty. The center of all appears to be a massive sculpture of a very Herculean-style looking man, kneeling in almost this praying method where it seems to be creating this very large, black, deeper than black vessel, vase-like structure in the back of the room. You can see a massive structure about 12 feet high in the shape of a open-faced pyramid, hollow in the center, nearly a pyramidal frame that anchors itself to the ground. As Medico stands, her back towards you, you can see the long lock of brown hair with a pink streak coming down, her hair unfurled and messy, hanging about her in this most frantic way. You can see cuts and scratches in open segments of her, at one point very bright and expressive outfit that has now been dirtied and mucked. You can smell blood. And the 3 of you, as you all fit in and begin to see this, instantly you can now smell blood. There is a heavy source of blood that you cannot see, but it is almost overpowering. It is deep, it is thick, it is rich. And Crescent, you instantly begin to feel your mouth water and you feel yourself strain, but you pull yourself back on the edge as you feel that hunger tug at you, tempting you ever so slightly.
I'm going to be sure that we shut the door behind us quietly, because this is, we don't want anything else coming in. And, does she seem very distracted?
She seems insanely focused. Obviously, overall, your stealth rolls are very good in general. She has not noticed you in this moment. And Grace, in this brief moment, as you kind of funnel in, your eyes go wide. You have quite a bit experience in a blood sorcery, and you have decent occult. You can instantly tell the way this room is laid out. This is some kind of ceremony space. This is laid out with purpose. And as you kind of step inside, you almost recoil for a second as you feel another massive wave of this strange air kind of push through. And as you look about, your sense of the unseen still active. That fuchsia tint has now gone to a full red, as you all can now heavily taste, not blood, what you thought was blood, but what the taste you're getting is richer and deeper. That coppery metallic taste, now more enriched in the back of your throats. You taste Vitae. It's like you're breathing in Vitae. And with every rhythmic passage that Medico seems to be reading in this strange mix abomination of, you can catch some words in Latin, but other languages seem to be middled in, her voice seeming overlayered on top of each other, as if it seems two voices are speaking at the same time. Every end of a phrase, there's another that wave. With your sense of the unseen, you see that pyramid archway, and there are runes just carved into every inch of that archway. The statue itself, along the back and along the shoulders, more of these strange, elaborate runes that don't quite fit blood sorcery, but at the same time they look like it, and more runes across the carvings of the table itself. This entire room is warded out, or at least runed out to some kind of ritual, and it is happening now.
I'm going to look back to Grayson because he has way more knowledge on this than I do, of like do I interfere? What do I do? What's smart here?
As she turns to see me, my eyes have gone wide, and like with sensing unseen, with my pupils, with like the animal like slit, you can see they dilate, and then basically they're open and close. Like, it is a lot of information to take in. And I walk up next to her and like, get that book. I'm going to have to destroy whatever archway she's making. There's too much power here.
Get the book.
Whatever she has in her hand, I don't care what it is. Take it, burn it. She cannot finish whatever she's trying to do. And I will destroy the archways.
You got it.
Turn to Acer. Did you hear that?
What about the anchor? Do you see it anywhere?
Does anything stick out to me specifically, storyteller? Does Arya have a different aura to her?
No, roll for this one. As you look over Medico, at least her body, you see Medico. And as you're seeing this, you're seeing fragments of this arcane energy almost spiraling out from her. There's an active incantation happening right now. It appears that whatever she's doing, it seems to be connected to not just the archway, but to something in front of her that you can't see at this current position, as well as many other segments in this room, and it's almost pulsating and radiating out of her. But as you look at Medico, you can see that her aura, there's something about it where it seems there's something overlapping of it, colors mixing. There's something, you can definitely tell there's something wrong with her, and you get the sense that maybe that's what a possession might look like.
And is there anything in the room matching that kind of color scheme?
No.
Okay.
You get the sense that what you're seeing is the best manifestation this type of ability can tell you, that there is a presence overlapping Medico's ego.
I'm going to turn to Acer. I don't see anything.
Then we destroy the book and end this.
You guys stay hidden. And I will move forward.
So, you are very stealthy. Your stealth roll is very high. What are you trying to do? You're about 60 feet away from her, and she is slightly elevated away from you, as this archway is on a slightly higher foundation with some steppings coming up. What are you trying to do?
I'm gonna... Oh, God.
Take your time, guys. You're the one making the move here.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to take a gun out and aim for her hand that has the book and shoot.
All right. You are stealth. The margin's very low for this. Give me for this. You're just trying to shoot her hand. It's a very small target. It's going to be a composure plus firearms, but it would be considered a trick shot, as it is a small target from a very long range away for this type of firearm.
Okay.
As you're trying not to necessarily hurt her badly.
No. If anything, I'm just going for something that would stun her enough to drop the book or do something where I could interject. Okay, so composure and firearms plus trick shot.
Yes, composure plus firearms and trick shot.
He is... I got scared. The virtual roller was like, possibly a messy crit. It is not a messy crit. It is 6 successes.
6 successes.
Messy crit, you blow her entire hand.
Messy, she just shot right through the book.
Well, the book's no longer a problem, but Medical can't do her
the book has
job thing now.
If she does drop the book, I'm going to try and rapid reflex in and take it.
Okay.
Oh, this hurts.
This is a complicated matter.
Mm-hmm.
I apologize for the pause. I'm trying to think of something because this is a bit of an issue.
Okay.
Crescent, as you pull your gun to aim at Medico, your aim is true. You know you're sighted in as you get the angle just enough where you can see as she is holding in one hand this very massive tome that almost overtakes her. As you kind of get a little bit more of an angle, you can see right for her appears to be this very large, almost chalice-shaped altar that is right in front of her. You can see this strange bit of fog that's coming, this red-tinted fog that's coming out of it very slowly and manifesting and spreading outward around her. As you can see bubbling, very dark liquid. That smell of that blood is much more intense. And this is the source. This is, strangely enough, whatever this altar is filled to the brim with vitae. Thick, black vitae. And as you aim towards the hand, you notice your hand starts to shake. As that fear begins to come into your mind of what you're about to do, you know this is going to hurt her. You're going to hurt your touchstone. I need you to make a terror frenzy check. Unspent willpower, half your humanity rounded down.
Okay. 3 successes.
3 successes. The hesitation is only a moment. But you focus in. And you push that fear to the back of your mind as you are able to keep your senses about you. I am warning you, though, this is going to hurt her. She is immortal. If you wish to proceed, that is fine, but I am made very clear it will hurt her. Do you proceed?
I feel like at the last second, I'm probably gonna back out and shoot towards the chalice.
Grayson, you watch as something strikes you that you've never seen before, as Acer and Grayson, you guys could begin kind of slinking down behind these very large slabs. It's really the only available cover here to try and stay hidden unless you're trying to stay in the hall. But you look over to Crescent as she maneuvers her up to the side, and you see her gun trained as she's about to pull the trigger. And something surprising happens. You see something that she's never done. She hesitates. Crescent, this predator, this sharp-eyed death from the shadows, this reaper, hesitates. In the last minute, a small burst goes off, and it ricochets off the altar, causing Medical just, shit! As she staggers back, bullets fly by her. She ducks down uncomfortably and turns around, wide-eyed. You can see greasy brown hair in front of her face as she looks wide-eyed to all of you. Eyes bloodshot, face smeared in mud as she is shaking. And she smiles. Oh, you sneaky. Oh, well, at least I have an audience now. Oh, didn't have the guts to do what needed to be done there, Crescent. Long time no see. As Medical's voice echoes into this room, but it overlaps as something is weaving in between it. A higher, more trill voice seems to be almost infecting her own tone.
Arya, I assume?
In the flesh? Well, sort of. As she turns around, Grayson, you can now see what she's in her hand. You can see, pay very close attention, it is a very massive tome with dark, dark leather binding on the outside. An old, tattered red ribbon furling uselessly on the side, as you can see from the pages, even from this distance, are very old. You can almost even faintly smell that ancient, musky tone. Whatever book that she is holding, it is old. And it radiates that sense of there is something more. And you can instantly feel that itch in the back of your mind. This is something that hasn't seen the light of day in a long time.
What exactly are you doing with that?
Simple. I'm making good on my promise. You see, you took everything away from me, Crescent. And I expected you to come around eventually. I expected you to find your friend, as she kind of gestures to herself. Her face kind of distorts for a minute where it seems like a face almost projects itself over her. These two different features, one of agony, one of anger. See, I'm paying you back. It's not enough to hurt you or your friends. No. See, I need to do something bigger. And this is bigger. This person you've kept hidden. Who knew how much power she has? Just waiting to be used, but she's too scared to do it, as she just punches herself in her own chest, causing her to wince at her own pain. And then I heard the whispers as she fought to kick me out. It was a bit challenging. She pushes some hair on the side of her face, looking at you. It was challenging. But unfortunately, she is weak, and she couldn't take it, and she gave way. Now I have all this power. As she kind of raises a hand, the torches nearby brighten, and you feel a bit of heat coming off. And so, whatever this whisper brought me to, whatever this is, I'm going to do it. I'm going to use this body, and I'm going to finish whatever was started here. All for you. I'm going to unleash something. I'm going to do something finally. And you're going to pay. And everyone you know and love is also going to pay. No matter what it takes.
So that's it?
What do you mean, that's it? She looks at you as her face kind of scowls. You've already done so much. You took everything away from me!
I didn't mean to.
It doesn't matter what you meant!
No, I know, because there's no excuse for it. And I can say I'm sorry.
Sorry isn't good enough!
I know. Look, I was just embraced, and being like this isn't like being human. The only thing I could think about besides blood was appeasing my sire, and for some reason, she wanted your family dead? I still don't know why.
See, that's the problem. Neither do I! I was a little girl, hiding in a closet while I watched a fucking monster walk literally out of the dark, like it walked out of my goddamn nightmares. And I watched you put a gun to my father's head. I watched you put a gun to my mother's head. I watched you pull the trigger. Don't use this excuse like you were cursed. That you need to feed. You didn't even drink from them. You just slaughtered them in their sleep. You know what my dad did? He sold cars. My mom was a fucking nurse. They didn't hurt anybody. The worst part is no one believed me. I thought I was going to die. I saw a monster take everything from me. And then you let me live.
I thought I was saving you.
Saving.
Yeah, I know.
How on earth could you think that was saving me? I was 5. How many 5-year-olds do you know can handle watching their father's brains get splattered onto the floor? How many 5-year-olds can handle getting called crazy all of their life? At this point, you can see actually tears begin to fall down the side of Medico's faces. Her head just begins to have this twitch every so often. Nothing could take away how bad that hurt! Sex, drugs, money, nothing! I see you again. That same monster that I'm seeing right now, after years of me praying it would happen, praying you'd come back to finish what you started. I thought I was finally free, and it's a sick fucking joke. 'Cause I'm not! I'm still here! It's fine.
I can't take it back, Arya.
No, you can't.
I'm gonna take a few steps towards her.
Steps back as soon as don't fucking help her. And you? How's your sister? How'd she taste, Grayson?
I'm going to step out from behind the pillar and look her dead in the eye.
She actually averts her face. I know your tricks.
It's not like that, Arya. Not anymore.
Why should I fucking trust you? As she makes sure to keep her eyes locked on the crescent.
Because Arya just said. You asked why you're still here. You're the only reason why you're still here.
I don't know why I'm still here! I don't want to be! Everything hurts! All the time! You think I want to be here? After everything she took from me, I don't want to be here and I can't leave!
Because you need to find peace.
There is no fucking peace for what you've done to me!
I know, and it never should have happened. None of it was your fault, and you need to know that none of this was your fault. It's mine. So if you want to take it out on anyone, take it out on me personally. You can leave the innocent people out of it. You are not the monster. I am. So don't become one, please.
See, it's not enough. It's not enough. You want me to feel at peace? You want to know what I think? Fine. I will be at peace the moment you feel every ounce of pain that I have felt for the past 20 years. You're going to know what it's like to have every single person see you for what you really are. You walk around feigning innocent. You're trying to justify or bargain or empathize. You can't!
I'm not trying to do any of that. Like I said, I'm the monster, not you. You don't need to do this. You are a good person. You deserve to have that peace. You deserve to see your parents again. And I'm sorry. I'm truly sorry. It shouldn't have happened.
Crescent, give me a charisma plus persuasion. As we now officially entered into a social conflict.
You said charisma and persuasion?
Yes.
Oh, no, what's it?
Grayson, help. You're the charismatic one.
I'm going to rouse the blood for this because I can't roll with just one die. This is bad.
Don't be like us, Arya.
Okay, success. Yay. Okay.
And by the way, even though she acknowledged me, I have not come up from behind the pillar.
Oh yeah.
No, I established I am the only one that has stepped out at this point.
I am aware of who's taking cover and who's not.
Just making sure. Just making sure. And you know what? While they're doing that, I like to reach in, take the pill, the telekinesis one, and put it in my mouth. Not activate it yet, but just put it there, just in case.
So that's 2 successes. I can't re-roll because they're all hunger dice.
2 successes. If you want to use blood daggers, you can. You do have 1 use this session.
So it's 1 per player then.
1 per player per session. So you can use as many as you want, but you only have 1 attempt to use this. You only can pick how many you want. You only do it once this session.
I'm gonna take 2.
All right, you take 2 blood die.
This is important. I'm going to willpower.
All right, you take a point out of willpower damage.
All right, I'm gonna roll those 2. Okay, so that's 6 successes.
6 successes. Well, it's a good thing you took those dice because I rolled a critical.
Oh, I rolled a crit.
Just make sure, no messy crits.
No, it's
that's good.
So of my 3 hunger dice, I got 2 successes, and then with the 2 black dice, I got a crit and a crit.
Okay, just had to make sure.
That's 4 and 2, correct? Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
Correct.
Math.
That would be a total 6. As she looks at you, you raise your hands up and plead. The eyes dart back and forth between Grayson and Crescent. As all of a sudden,
I'm definitely crying at this point, for sure.
bloody tears begin to fall down the side of your cheeks, still holding your gun in your hand, shaking, your body physically reacting to the situation.
I put the gun down. I'm putting both hands up. I'm making myself vulnerable to her on purpose.
Arya begins to cry profusely as she grits her teeth, closing her eyes, for looking back up for a moment back at you, her face is softly, Crescent, as you hear Medico's voice pure coming through, help, no, she's mine, and you're going to pay. This has the answers. The whispers have the answers. It's going to make you hurt. It's going to make everyone hurt.
This isn't going to make you feel better.
As she says this, I follow up like, Arya, you will never find the answers you want in those books. I studied them. There's nothing in there for you.
There could be something, not in the books, but in moving past this. You could see them again, find some sort of peace. You deserve that. And again, you're not the monster in this situation, so don't make yourself one. It's never going to make it right, but I'm sorry. I am sorry.
Grayson, because you spearheaded the start of the session, give me a charisma plus leadership +1.
Okay.
As you're essentially, by my understanding, you're not trying to necessarily convince her, but you're trying to get her to see reason using your own authority.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, I like
Baby. Okay, that is 7 successes with a critical.
You rolled also very high as well. That beat her with a margin of 3.
Oh.
And as one last thing is, sorry, before she says, I look down for a moment. A monster I am, lest a monster I become. You don't have to be us, Arya. Don't be us.
At this point, the book slams shut. She screams, "Shut up! Shut up!" The torches nearby blare upright as a torrent of flame just erupts forward around you like pillars of heat. You all can feel that heat crawl into you almost where it causes you to tense up, but it doesn't come flying towards you. She falls to her knees from it, just screaming into the book before just screaming, Why does it have to be this way? Why me? Why? As she just begins slamming her fist over and over and over into the ground before bloody knuckles begin starting to form on Medico's hand.
I look over to Crescent.
as stealthily as I can because I don't want to freak her out. I'm going to hug her.
He's crouching down, kind of like in the runner position because he's stealing himself. And there's this specific trigger that if I see any amount of fire either coming from medical or anywhere else, coming towards either Grayson or Crescent, Acer is going to run towards whoever is going to get hit with fire.
Oh no.
He pulled 3. Oh.
Crescent, as you lean down to hug Medico, the eyes look at you, and you can see just floodings of tear, of pure rage as her entire body tenses, but you hear in your breath, "Infernis." Just as a torrent of flame from behind you comes lighting in slow motion. Acer, you're already being ready. Give me a dexterity plus athletics if you're trying to intercept this.
I am going to try to intercept. And, this is what I've been waiting for. I cannot believe it actually triggered. Hold up.
Fun thing about possession, I actually got to fight Medico as well. There's more than one fight going on here.
Okay.
Okay. Who are you rolling for in the moment? So it makes it fun.
Oh, my +1. Yes.
Just for everyone's sake of clarity, since Acer actually made me laugh off we were during our intermission due to his craziness, I gave him a +1 just because I like to be confused as well.
This is the reason. Prop master right here. This is why I got my +1.
I didn't expect it. It made me laugh.
5
successes. So I want to be very clear. You're taking this hit full on.
That's the thing. I want to for a specific reason. Because I'm going to activate my telekinesis.
You need to explain to me what you're about to do because of the amount of dice I just rolled.
As I'm getting in front of the fire, I want to use my telekinesis and pull the book from Medico's hand and put it in front of the flames.
Oh. Oh. Oh, no.
I have been saving this skill, and this is the strong pill. For so damn long. I'm going to use it.
Okay, I need a break. Give me a second.
First, give me a rouse check. As soon as you leap in front, that heat coming straight towards you, and you see in this almost slow motion action segment as the sconches again light up bright, but then come all 6 of them to you at once, like a fiery serpent of pure rage. As it comes in, you feel the terror hit as you crunch the pill and concoction hit your system.
I got a success for the rouse.
Okay. Now for this, give me a resolve plus your alchemy. Okay. And because of the strength of this pill, you have a 2 dice. You have 2 dice bonus.
Okay. So, alchemy.
I need to make a separate roll. Who says social can't be stressful?
Social's very stressful.
I'm very stressed.
Oh, my fucking 0 rolls. The karma's coming back. I love it.
Don't keep us in suspense, man.
So, that's a crit. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 successes.
Lordy.
I need to say this to be very clear. To do this, you're going to get hurt.
I completely understand that. I am ready for it. I just want to destroy that book.
I took a building collapsing on me for you guys.
I know, and I still have yet to pay my dues because you guys keep jumping in front of flames for me.
Well, as Acer, this is what happens. Crescent, I have to ask, in this moment, you can't do anything about it as you wrap your arms around Arya and Medico, holding them too, and you hear this word, and immediately your eyes flare open as you can feel the heat coming upon your back. What is the thought that goes through your mind in this very second as all around you, the shadow begins to cascade out from you as a bright light is barreling towards you?
The only thought would be 2 words, and that's, it's okay. She never wanted to die. She's always afraid of death, and she rather likes being a kindred, but if she had to die for anybody, it would be for these 2. especially medical. So she's almost at peace with it, I would feel. Of like, just let it happen. If this brings both of them peace, if this frees both of them, then I'll take it.
For this last moment, as you are concluding this social conflict, I need a resolve plus insight. As you are making a statement of you're not going to fight this, you're going to take the pain as far as you know in this moment. As Grayson, you're seeing a whole different story happening.
Yeah, am I getting like a front row seat to all this?
You are.
Okay.
Oh, fuck. How many successes,
2
Chris?
successes. It's 2 of 3.
For the sake of clarity for you and my audience, the amount of willpower damage Arya has taken at this point, I only also have 2. So this is what happens. Crescent, you close your eyes in acceptance. As you begin to feel the heat come towards you, you feel it rapidly approaching your back, just piercing through the leather already, as you can hear the screams of agony within the flames of every single person you have killed. All the wanton civilians, the kind that have fallen by your hand, the kindred that you have ashed every sin burning across your back in this moment as you just hold Medico tight and wait for it to finally claim you. As Grayson, you watch and see in slow motion Acer jump to his feet and just leap. As soon as he does, he spins in midair and makes a pulling motion through the air, causing the tome that Arya is cradling to her chest to rip and tear, as all of a sudden, in a scream of agony and pure fury, Acer's voice echoes in this chamber endlessly as the torrent of flame completely emulsifies over him, searing over his entire body and the book all at once, dissipating almost instant as Acer, you hit the ground, just screaming in pure, unbridled agony as your clothes have been burnt to ragged char. Scabs have already begun to blister and boil over you as the small remnants of flame take over your entire body. I rolled 6 successes for this one. However, the book is very large as you cradle it to your chest, absorbing some of the impact. And to the insult, as you hold the book to your chest, you see it remains unscathed. And you take, instead of 6, but 5 points of aggravated damage. As your entire body is just enveloped in pure agony and you are barely able to move your body. You begin to shrivel up like a overcooked piece of meat, just cradling this book in pure anxiety and pain. You have never felt pain like this before. You've never experienced something like this. It burns you almost instantly down to your core, where every fiber of your body is just blatantly screaming so loud you can't even voice anymore. And Crescent, you hear the scream. You hear Acer scream as his body hits the ground. The smell of burnt flesh begins to immediately envelop the room. The smell of burnt hair whisking like a musk. And Crescent, as you cradle Arya, you just hear her whisper, "Why did this have to happen?" Before Medico goes slack, unconscious in your arms.
By the way, you said 5 aggravated, correct?
5 points of aggravated damage, as that was fire.
Yeah, I'm torpid.
Grayson, you watch as Acer falls still. Acer, I have to ask, did I overtake your health with fire?
Funny enough, because of the book, no.
Yes.
You did exactly the amount you needed to torpor me. If it weren't for the book, yes.
Then you are still existing at this time. But Grayson, you watch in pure terror as Acer just slowly closes his eyes and his skin begins to gray and he just curls up around the book. And you think for a moment, oh God, don't let this be it. Don't let this be it.
No. I'm going to run over to him. I look up to my watch and I'm timing it as like, he moves faster. 2, 1. I look to see if he ashes away.
He's still there. You can see pieces of his skin just flaking away like an old fire log that's been burnt beyond its life, but his body barely holds together. As Medico is now limp in your arms, Crescent, unmoving.
I'm still holding on to her, but I'm turning to Grayson, what is left of Acer, and just being like, you fucking dumbass, that wasn't meant for you!
He says nothing.
He's alive. Fucking idiot. He's alive. I'm going to take off my jacket. I'm going to wrap it around him.
You very carefully lay the jacket over him, and as you get close, Grayson, there's a small piece of you that gets a little excited. You couldn't see it in the torrent of the blaze, but as Acer lay there, just curled up like a burnt husk, you see in his arms, the tome survived. In fact, it looks unscathed.
Oh, if that's the case, Grayson, his eyes, as he's covering Acer up, they're locked on that book now.
Looking closer, it's dark leather. It smells of professional bindings. The pages are thick, old parchment, had to be handmade. This thing hasn't possibly seen the light of days in who knows how long. You can see intricate scratchings on the front of it that don't seem to make a lot of sense, but it appears to be in some kind of diorama as you kind of see some images underneath Acer's arms that cover it. But give me a wits plus occult.
Okay. Two successes.
The one thing that catches you off guard, and this is for your own way to react. This book is bound in old leather, but it doesn't look like any type of leather you've seen before. And this is where you realize, because this leather is wrinkly, it's thin, layered upon layers of each other. This is bound in human flesh.
That moment sees that before Grayson pulls the jacket over, you can see him as his hand goes over the tome, and inadvertently his claws start to come out as he just very, very carefully caresses the very top of the tome. What beautiful secrets you must hold. What dark things. I lean very close to the book. I will have you.
Do you take the book?
I wrap my hand around it and see if I can very carefully push it through his hands.
Acer has a death grip, his fingers curled into the book, holding it for dear life as you very carefully begin sliding it away ever so slightly, and you hear bones as you pry the book so carefully out of his clawed grasp.
I still place my jacket back over him, very gently trying to put him back into place, but I do it rather quick, almost a little bit too quickly, as I make sure I scoop up the tome right away.
It is yours. You have this tome. It is weighty. It is thick. It's about 3 foot tall and about 3 foot wide. It is a large tome, and it's weighty. At this moment, Crescent, what do you do as you watch Grayson pry this book out of Acer's charred corpse and gently put his coat over him?
It's really more important right now.
It's that moment Grayson hears you, and no, Acer he's all right. We need. Is she all right?
I'm gonna look down at her.
She looks exhausted as she has collapsed into your arms. She seems so frail and so small. You see bruising along her face. Her knuckles are bloody, and she appears very thin, almost emaciated. But she's breathing gently in your arms, exhausted and asleep.
I'm just gonna hold her to me, just taking in what's real and what's not.
You can hold her. You can touch her. In fact, you to, in a weird way, you can even smell her. You could feel her heartbeat in her veins. You could smell the fresh blood coming from her knuckles. She's real.
How much time do we have? Sunrise. We're going to
I
get a disadvantage here if you're carrying him and I'm carrying her.
Yes, I will. As I reach and holding the tome in one hand, I take out my phone and check the time.
It is almost 6 a.m. About 2 hours.
Shit.
You still don't have any signal.
6 a.m. I don't have much time.
Do we risk staying here? I mean, we're vulnerable here, and Lord knows we could wake up tomorrow night and have a bunch of those things at the door. We've got 2 hours. We need to get out of here while they're still distracted.
We have to factor in we need to get out of here, and then we need to get back.
This isn't looking good.
It's not. I don't know how much we can take.
You guys still have those snack bars, right? For her?
There was a bottle of water in there, too. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, assuming that she's herself when she wakes up and not...
I think we did what we could. You did what you could.
And Acer wasn't supposed to get in the way like that.
I wish I could say that I wouldn't have done the same, but I would have.
You wouldn't have run?
No, I wouldn't.
So we have 2 hours. What do we do? There's only 2 of us. I'm going to try to listen kind of into the hallway, see how quiet things are.
Give me a Wits plus perception. Or sorry, Wits plus awareness. Still
There
D&D.
goes D&D again.
Yeah, I know.
3 successes.
3 successes. Crescent, as you gently lay Medico down upon the altar.
Oh no, I'm taking her with me. I'm not letting go. I'm carrying her.
Fine. Cradling her like a lightweight child, asleep from a car ride home. You lean your way up into the door and listen. It's quiet. It's quiet. As you peer down the hallway and a pair of reflected eyes look back at you.
She shutting the door. Grayson, back up.
I'm going to pick up Acer.
As just in time to hear, you feel that door slam inward towards you just in time as you're holding this door shut. And you hear a ripping tear as claws begin to... You see a pair of clawed toes come piercing through the door and pull backwards ever so slightly. What are you guys doing?
There's no other exit.
There's no other door in this room.
Fuck!
All right, that's it. I'm putting Acer down. I'm opening the tome. There's got to be something in here.
I'll kind of go over to Acer's body, trying to protect both of them.
You dash away, the door unbarred as immediately begins slamming inward as you go quickly to Acer, leaning down with Medico holding still. As Grayson, you begin flipping through this book. It is a lot of languages. You don't understand what's written on these pages. You begin flipping and flipping and flipping. Let's see if you have the potential to glean something out of this book in your heightened state. For this, I'm
something
going to
in
need,
here. Come on.
I'm going to need an intelligence plus occult.
I can't help you with this, so...
And with this, you can add your blood sorcery to the roll. As you have the capability of maybe finding something, maybe something reactive that might get risky.
I heard werewolves like jerky. Just toss me at them; it'll be fine.
No, I'm holding Medico
we're not
and
doing
I'm
that.
standing over Acer and just
Don't
Closing
forget,
my eyes.
you still have yet to use your blood call. You still have 2 dice on the table you can grab if you want them.
Oh,
I am going to use a willpower to reroll 3 of these black dice.
You take another point of superficial willpower damage.
Supervision.
This has gotten so tense so quickly.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna use. Do you guys mind if I use the 2 blood bags?
Use them.
Okay, great. I'm using the 2 blood bags.
we're encouraging it.
Legitimately, at this point, if we don't find a way out of this, it doesn't matter. We're all dead. So use them.
Okay.
Unless it's friendly, but I highly doubt that after everything.
Okay.
Plot twist, it's Medico's brother.
7 successes.
7
That's
successes.
with a critical.
Is quite a lot of successes.
I need something. I'm fucking desperate at this point.
That was a lot of successes. I need to double check something. I'm going to say this, Grayson. You are dipping into old magic as you do see a passage that you can read. And without thinking and without worrying about the consequences, you begin reading this incantation. As old Latin begins rattling off your mouth at a breakneck pace, the ability you're going to be using is much higher than what you are trained at this point to be able to use, and it is going to hurt you.
I knew I wasn't going to walk away with this situation without a few scrapes.
I'm giving you one last chance. You can push through and suffer the consequences of what you're about to do. You could back out as you begin to feel a sense of dread. As you realize that you are speaking this incantation in this moment of clarity with absolute accuracy where it will work, but it's complex. As you're reading through the passages one after another very quickly, you can see diagrams, and in the back of your mind, your common sense is screaming, no, it's not ready. I'm not prepared for this. Whatever's about to happen, I am not ready for what's about to happen. I don't know what's going to happen.
But it's either this or take our chances with a wolf.
Is the situation at hand as the door begins to bend in and break as this temporary barricade is starting to fail.
I'm going to look to Crescent. She means that much to you, yes?
She means everything. You mean just as much, so don't do anything stupid.
It's that moment that, that she says that my frames on my glasses crack as the veins on me, you could actually see on my arm runes start to appear as I'm full of bad ideas as I finish the incantation.
Incendious! As all of a sudden you drop the book as you feel something in your veins. Something is not right. Something hurts. It feels like you're on fucking fire. Wounds begin to slight across your arms as Vitae begins to pour out of tens of dozens of wounds, just tearing your open arms apart as Vitae begins to just pour like a fountain out of your skin, out of your flesh, but it doesn't drip. It begins to trail from your fingertips and coat up your arms into your shoulders, and that's when you begin to feel a burning heat. I need 2 rouse checks.
Okay.
First vampire werewolf hybrid ?
2 success.
The amount of Vitae flooding from your body causes you to panic as you hold yourself together, just willing it further, letting it happen, bracing the chaos as you take 2 points of aggravated health damage.
Ow!
As you are casting well beyond your skill. Just as the door begins to break through, you hear the sound of the ground. Give me the book! The door begins to bend inward as more wood begins to splinter inward, and as the blood begins to stop on your hands, you're just shaking as this heat decreases your liquidness and end. God, it hurt! All of a sudden, there's a small spark in your fingertips, and then your arms erupt into burning torrents of flame, and the pain ceases, but the flames continue as your arms are now lit with fire. You have just casted Creatio Igneous, and right now your arms are two burning, flaming fists.
Punch a bitch!
Do I know if it's a projectile or a... or am I just kind of letting this roll?
You would know just by the way you kind of flay your hands for a moment. The flame doesn't leave your hands. It follows your torrent of your body. But Crescent, in this moment, as you watch Grayson literally burst into flames up to his shoulder, his shirt just incinerating away up to the shoulders as he just screams in agony for a moment, blood pooling from the front of his mouth as he just coasts to the front of his fingertips. The spectacle is bright and sudden and unexpected. I need you to make a terror frenzy.
Great.
As this is real fire.
This is unspent willpower.
Unspent willpower, half your humanity rounded down.
That's not a lot.
Okay, you got this.
2 success.
Just enough. As you just cradle Medico protectively in your arms, and you just go wide-eyed with fear for a moment and realize it's Grayson. What is Grayson doing? He's not going to hurt you. And Grayson, this is not a ranged ability. This is something for you to punch someone in the face with. As you kind of wave your hands, the flames don't leave. They stick to you, but they don't end. You, at this point, both your arms are walking low torches. It is hot fire, and you can feel the heat almost radiating on the rest of your body, but it's like your own veins are gasoline, and it's just funneling this spell. The door shatters open, wooden splinters flailing everywhere as finally stepping into the light. You see a gargantuan creature in front of you, clad in thick black fur, salt and pepper along the muzzle, massive gleaming teeth, where it is a wolf. But it is a wolf that had been married and just crossbred with the size of a grizzly bear. As it leans over in a half anthropomorphic state, bent digitigrade legs, tail cocked wide. You can see cuts and scratches and deep wounds across the front of its chest. Fresh blood comes out the front of its muzzle as it makes direct eye contact with you. Give me the buck! And it charges straight for you. What are you doing?
I rapid reflex, and I take both my hands and I just shove it directly into his chest.
Go ahead and this give me a strength plus brawl.
Come on, burning fucking willpower right now, but take one more re-roll with my willpower. Needs to be one free, one left.
You take 1 of the point of willpower damage.
Because I want this to hurt.
When you try and dodge.
Well, I don't know if I'll get lucky, but 7 successes.
Ooh, that's quite good.
Alright.
But it's a wolf and it's trying to dodge. Fuck.
As Grayson, you come in, immediately its eyes go wide with fury as you just run and scream, stepping straight into the beast. It looks wide, tries to duck out of the way, but wham! 2 massive fists come slamming up straight into the jaw. Torrent of fire hits its face and it screeches in pain, really back onto its backside, unable to get out of the way in time as it takes 3 points of aggravated damage.
Oh.
Crescent, in this moment, what are you doing as it's not dead yet? As it kind of flails around, hits onto the back, and gets scrapping up to try and get back to its feet.
It's probably not going to do much good, but I will take my shot on it as well.
Go ahead and give me give me a dexterity plus firearms.
How close is it? It's pretty far.
It's about 10 feet away from you.
Oh.
What do you want to try and do?
I was going to carefully set Medico down next to Acer and see if I can get a grab at its eyes right after Grayson's move. So I'll wait till Grayson's move, wait until it's like fumbling, and then go in for it. And wait till I'm away from the fire, obviously.
Fair enough. So I just want to be clear, you're not trying to jump on top of the beast, you're just trying to follow up and do a strike to the eyes.
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. As this massive gout of flame erupts off of Grayson's fist, this creature lands on his back, flailing wildly, this massive hulking beast. Go ahead and give me your rouse check.
No success. Great.
Get hungrier. As you feel that orchid grow wild with the exertion. On top of that, you feel something in you grow cold. As you deep into the abyss, and for the first time, it stares back and you take a sting.
done with this shit.
Something gets taken away from you. A small piece of you begins to erode away as a blackened spark begins to coalesce to your fingertips. Give me a strength plus brawl. It's going to try and dodge again at a penalty because of the multiple strikes.
That would be 4 successes.
4 successes. You beat it with a margin of 1. As soon as the creature has time to react, it spins out wide to look at Grayson, but just in time, you're right in front of it, and you put your hands right on top of its forehead, and it screams in agony as a depth charge right at the end of your hands splatters forward. You feel blood and ichor suddenly erupt underneath your fingertips, and it rears back screaming as the entire top front of its face is now scalded down to the flesh. Its eyes seared shut, as to be correct, is now take the critically injured blinded.
Yes.
Fair enough. As it just screams and howls in pain, it begins to just flail wildly as now on its go, it's going to still shove right past you, and it's going to try to make a wild lunge towards Grayson. At a penalty, because it is blind. Let's see here. No, I definitely can say you guys have sufficiently pissed it off. It's going to burn 2 willpower, and it's going to power through the pain. Grayson, you can choose to try to counter-strike or dodge. It's up to you.
I would like to counter-strike this.
All right. Are you going to try and punch him in the face again?
I am. This time I'm going to, like, as he lunged for him, basically, like, take my elbow and, like, slam it down on the top of his snout.
Give me another strength plus brawl. This will be a contested roll.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, Grayson.
That's what I needed. That is another 7, but this time it is a critical.
7 successes. You beat him with a margin of 1. As it comes by with this massive gaping paw, you see in your eye as these massive talons extend upward, razor and glint come swinging straight to eviscerate you, but you just barely lay it out of the way, and this massive hit comes straight down on top of him. It screams in agony as the flames begin to lick down the side of its back as it screams. Another point of aggravated damage as you beat it by a margin of 1, which then allows you to follow up as it's now back to the top of you.
Oh yeah, if he's on the ground, I'm going and I'm gonna like crush his back.
Give me a strength plus brawl as he's gonna counterattack as well. He gets a little stronger because of the pain.
It sucks. Okay. Dang it. 5 successes.
5 successes.
5 successes.
As you rear down to just slam right in the back, it rolls around, and before you have time to blink, you look over and see this massive paw just swiping wide, and it just tears straight into your gut. You feel muscle and sinew just splay out as Vitae hits the ground. God, you see white stars of pain as you can feel massive 3-inch long talons just sink straight into you, taking a chunk of flesh with you. It beats with a margin of 3. You take 3 points of superficial damage, up to 5 points unhalved due to its claws.
Okay, so 3?
You take 5 points of superficial damage in total. I was doing the math as I was talking. As, unfortunately, the claws add damage. Crescent, you watch in horror as you just see Grayson's gut just get ripped open and almost cut down to the organ as he just staggers back, flesh is hanging off the center of his chest. You can see sternum and rib peeking through these massive 3 slashes that just tore across his chest like a ragged buzzsaw.
I would like to try and mend at least a little bit.
Go ahead, give me a rouse check as you try to mitigate some of the damage.
Sure.
Don't forget, disciplines, attacking, bending, moving, all of that is going to be done at the same turn.
Okay. I am going to get hungrier for it.
This moment, you hear that dictator just scream, "What are you doing? You have the book! Leave them to die!"
That thing will still come after us. You said it. You heard it. It wants the book.
You can fight it another day. You're on its home turf. Don't be stupid, Grayson!
But it's blinded. It's hurt, and we have this.
Fool, you're gonna get us both killed!
No, I'm going to kill it. No one will fuck with us ever again.
It's your go.
I'm gonna pull out my gun and I'm gonna take another shot. I'm gonna use my last magazine. Let's do this.
You're gonna go full auto?
Yep.
All right.
I'm done. I am done. Everybody else is getting hurt around me. I'm not taking this. I'm not losing anybody. No.
You quickly slice another way, and this massive reach comes swinging towards you as well. You can barely dodge the way before you just go full auto, pressing both triggers. Give me a dexterity plus firearms plus 2.
I'm going to use my last willpower. Probably not wise, but I'm going to do it.
Whatever you got.
Yep, I'm re-rolling.
It's going to use its rapid reflexes, so it doesn't take a penalty. It is blinded, so it just basically makes it from being a worse penalty. It's scary to be rolling this much dice, I gotta say.
You're scared.
Yes!
Cute.
I'm actually rooting for you guys! You got this far!
Don't worry, guys. I got this.
Uh-huh.
Alright, Mr. Crispy Fritter.
Watch this. And now, I play dead. Damn, I'm good. Look at that. Don't even need a roll.
I got 10, but it's a messy crit. I can't re-roll that.
Oh boy.
So you went full auto, so that's a plus 2 to your damage, so a total of an extra 5 points of damage for a total of 15. I beat him the margin of 5, so reducing it, it's going to burn its last willpower to use toughness and reduce that by its fortitude rating, which is another 5. So it does 5 points of superficial damage. I had to pull some stops for that one. As you kind of shake, realizing that your club has got empty, but as you open your hands, you look and see that by gripping so tightly and spraying down with such ferocity and anger, 2 things happen. One, as you pull back your hands, you see that you've actually crunched the metal of your guns. The fire rate doesn't break, the springs shatter as the barrel is white hot and smoking and warped. And you look up and see as it just is riddled with bullet holes. It howls and screams and agony for barely clinging to its feet, shaking wildly with rage, snarl and blood become pooling at the front of its mouth. It's just drooling, panting, looking around wildly, sniffing the air and seeing, this son of a bitch is still alive. You should make a fury check.
I think that's only 2 dice.
That is 2 dice. Could possibly resist this. Maybe. Wouldn't.
1 success!
Crescent, this moment, you have had enough. You've broken your guns. Grayson's literally on fire. Acer is a ball of charred flesh. You haven't come this far to let Menako die, to let Grayson die, to let Acer die, to let you die. You've come too far, and you're not getting this taken away from you again, and this thing is going to die. Your beast has now taken over. You have succumbed to fury. You take a stand. As your broken attendants, the beast is now in control. You can ride the wave, but this thing has to die, and you are not going to leave until it is so. You're done.
You're gonna ride the wave of it. I'm assuming I wouldn't know that much about it.
You have no fucking clue. All you know is it's probably a werewolf because it looks like what you used to see in movies. Just a lot bigger.
I'm gonna hold on, let me look at the description really quick. Why not? We're already this far into it. I will bite it.
Alright.
Regret this. So much regret.
For the specifics of this, to do this, you're going to use rapid reflexes. Because you're going to have enough in your same turn to do this.
Okay. Gotcha.
But rapid reflexes, in fury, you just toss your guns to the side. They clatter upon the ground as you just leap, claws extended. This is going to be a called shot. It's a -2 penalty. Strength plus brawl. You could choose to rouse if you would like.
That would bring me to a 5, and I'm already kind of furying, so...
It's up to you. It's what you want to do.
I'll rouse really quick.
Rouse.
Success! Okay! Yay! Yay!
You are starving, but you push the vitae into your limbs to spring like the predator you are. You get an extra die to your strength to try and grab onto this creature and take a bite.
Reflex.
It's going to also counterattack you. As it can hear you as you and leap. Oh. This will be interesting.
Oh, me.
This will be interesting. How many do you get, Crescent?
4 successes.
You beat him by a margin of 2.
Woo!
As you leap onto him, screaming before you feel your fangs bite down and stick through thick hide. For once you almost don't get it, you bite harder and bite harder as you're just clawing to the front of this creature as it just swings wildly, narrowly missing you with a massive snap of its jaws. As you flip down and you feel hot blood become flooding into your mouth, but it's different. It's caloric. It's like animal blood, but it's still, there's humanness in this, but it's full of rage. It's full of nothing but pure rage. It only fuels your fury even further as you begin to drink. As you do 2 points of aggravated damage from your bites, and you slate 2 hunger. As this blood is intoxicatingly potent, as you are attached, just drinking wide, but your eyes are wide with fury. As you begin to shake, you feel your teeth begin to extend, your claws digging tighter, as it just steal on top of this creature. As you fed from lycanthropy blood. I will say, though, your frenzy difficulty is now increased by 2.
Gotcha. Riding the wave. Let's do it.
Chris, as you're riding this wave, just slinking down, just clawing onto this creature, holding with everything you can, is going to, since you're the one currently biting, it's going to reach for this massive paw, try to grab you, and just throw you across the room using prowess, its last willpower.
I'm assuming I can. Well, I guess I can't attempt to dodge because I'm kind of clutched onto it.
You can try and dodge, but you will dislocate yourself from the creature. Or you could choose to try and just hang on.
By hanging on, am I injuring it more at all, or?
It would allow you to continue biting it next time you come around without a penalty.
Okay.
So you can either try and dodge it, even use a discipline to try and get away, like fleetness, if you wish, or you could try and just bear brute strength and hold on like a tick.
I'm hanging on. I've already come this far, and I'm very tunnel visioned on this, so I can't really think of anything else.
Give me strength plus athletics.
I can't re-roll that. Oh, okay.
I really have to roll all my dice.
That's okay. You're gonna beat me no matter what, probably.
Well, you never know. That's a shit roll.
What is happening right now?
A lot of shit.
What the fuck is happening?
I don't know what the fuck we've got. My arms are on, I have white flame on my arms.
How
from
much
a
did you
tome
roll,
made of
Crescent?
flesh.
I only got 1.
1? Nope.
I only had 3 dice, and they're all blood dice. I can't re-roll them.
Unfortunately, it's not enough. As you cling on for dear life, blood drunk, you rolled 7 successes. Well, let me just be frank. I rolled 18 dice. I rolled all my dice. But this massive paw wraps around these almost wolf-like human fingers, but reaches around your shoulder. You feel a crunch as you are forcibly ripped away with a mighty snarl, and whoosh, you fly away. Feeling yourself weightless in the sun, BAM! Right against the hard wall as it rings your clock and you slink down as you take 4 points of superficial damage reduced to 2. As it just threw you across the room and you slammed into hard stone. Grayson, you're up. As you just watch Crescent just get flung across the room like a rag doll.
I need this thing to fucking die. I am going to attack him. And this time I am going to aim directly for his spine. Since he is thrown, I assume he's thrown like Crescent away and is turned away from me.
He has done this almost Olympic throw where his body is now twisted, showing his back to you for a split moment.
I am going to try and break his spine.
Give him another strength plus brawl.
Okay.
as he's going to try and counterattack.
I am going to rouse the blood for an extra die.
Okay.
Thank God I do not get hungrier.
You hold firm as you can feel the pressure of that stone upon the dictator's throne begin to crack and squeeze with aggravation and discontent and fear.
6 successes.
How do you want to do this?
No! Fuck! Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. All right. It's...
Oh my God!
In the moment Grayson sees as she flies across the room, that's when the gold eyes turn red completely. And that curled fist, he turns into a straight hand. As he goes in, he dashes up, kicks the back of this creature, grabs the back of its neck as it feels down, and just goes right through him.
It's like a hot knife through butter. As you reach back, it leans back just so much. You have to actually get on the back of this creature, digging your feet into its back, just get enough leverage, and you pull! You feel the veins in your arm pulsing. You can see it through the gout of flame as you right through down his neck, out of his chest. It lurches forward as fiery blood splatters into the floor. As you can feel cooked flesh, it screams in agony. You scream right back at it, holding it, not refusing to let go as it swings left, right, holding on. You don't give in before it just... You slowly begin to pull your hand out as flames begin to fade, leaving nothing but a gaping, charred hole in the center of this beast.
I just like fall off of Crescent. I start to limp over towards her. It's like hold my dashed side.
Crescent, as you slam against the wall and see stars, you fall to your feet, just trying to reconnect yourself. You look back up, ready to spring back into action before you see, as this massive beast hits the ground, Grayson's entire upper arm still bathed in fire as he pulls an arm back from the center of this torso, leaving this massive creature, this massive beast with a gaping, scorched hole at the center. Grayson slowly looks over as the flames begin to dim and die, leaving behind a nasty spiraling cuts of runes and scars across his arms, all the way up to his shoulders, and a massive gout cut and carved to the center of his chest, as this massive creature has been slain.
That's something to add to the bucket list.
So, are we even?
What do you mean, are we even?
Before, when I abandoned you.
Yeah, we're even.
Good.
I mean,
Glad to
if you have a liking for us, that's gotta say something.
Oh. As I just look over the cut runes on my arms,
just wiping my mouth of the blood.
Crescent, that flavor is something you've never tasted before. Even as the threat begins to calm, and you realize you're coming down from the fury. It's dead. It's not moving finally. There's something off. You still feel very irritable. You're very irritated. And you're not entirely sure why. Like, you should be happy, but you can't help but feel like you're fighting back. With white knuckles, how angry you still feel in this moment.
Can we get out of here now, please?
Most assuredly. Going to grab Acer in the book. Just grab Mariko. And we leave.
Are we just gonna leave that thing here?
I'm not fucking carrying that.
I mean, you don't have to carry all of it.
Do you want a souvenir?
Of course I want a souvenir. You just took down that. You don't want to take anything for it?
Just turn back to the werewolf.
As you turn back, You watch as you realize it begins to shrink. Its size diminishing rapidly. The bulk of its body deflating. Bones. It twitches every now and then as you can hear the snapping and realigning of bones. Hair begins to shed at a rapid pace off its body. For the mere moments, but before you is no longer a beast. Instead, a naked man, face down upon the ground, maybe almost 6 foot tall, pale skin, well built with a myriad of scars that crisscross over his shoulders and back. He appears to be of a strong jawline, maybe European descent, salt and pepper, shaggy hair, maybe he looked like he'd be in his 50s. As within moments, this beast in death reverts back to a man.
Oh, that's unfortunate. You recognize him?
I go over and flip the body over.
He's rather heavy as he is onto his back.
I'll take my boot and kind of help him push it over.
A little bit extra effort gets him onto his back as he just flops out. His jaw open wide. His body already slipping into rigor mortis and limp. His body is burned, beaten. You see a gout of flesh missing from its neck where fangs had tore away flesh. The top of his chest ruptured outward and frilled in, charred and burnt.
We don't recognize him?
He's a stranger to you. You have no idea who this is.
Can't say.
As you stare at it, the chest heaves a little bit.
Ugh.
Then flops back down. Then heaves again and flops back down. Heaves one more time as through the scabbing and char, blood begins to pool out from the gaping wound and coalesce and begin to slowly rise. Like a lava lamp rising into the air above its corpse. The skin beginning to shrivel and dry as it almost looks like this man, this beast that was at one point, begin to almost mummify before your eyes. As more and more of this precious blood begins to get pulled out, where a massive glob begins to amorphously float in front of you.
What the hell?
It snakes off subtly and very rapidly towards the altar as it dives into the full pool of the altar, adding itself to the collection. The moment the last of the blood snakes its way, one of the altars cracks in halves and shatters.
What?
What was that?
As one of the massive stone onyx tables you guys had seen, one of the three, has now broken and is caved inward suddenly. Something is broken.
Get Medico and I'll get Acer in the book. We're leaving now.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm going up the steps to grab Acer in the book immediately.
I'm going in for medical.
Together, we feel almost this strange chill in the air. Grayson, you can't help but feel the hair on the back of your neck stand up. You feel like something wrong has happened. Something very bad has potentially just happened. You don't know what, you don't know why, but there's this impending sense of doom for a moment as you carefully cradle the very charred and fragile Acer to your body, and you both begin to leave.
With the book.
With the book. You have the book.
Good. I want the book.
I definitely could say you've earned it.
You're really onto that book, aren't you?
Did you see what it just did for me?
I saw what it just did for you, and I also saw the thing that we took down that was very keen on getting it.
Well, then I think the smartest option we can do is take it far away from this place so that it can't be used.
And take it where exactly? Back to the center? How do we know it's not going to attract more things? I thought you didn't want any more trouble. Seems like you're kind of inviting trouble.
It's the moment where Grayson actually he turns away because some of his fangs begin to come out, hearing her say that.
Grayson, do I need to take the book away from you?
No, Crescent, you do not. Yeah. Forgive me for actually relying on something that gave us the edge we needed.
Right. Also putting everybody in more danger with the book.
You mean like Arya? Or did we just forget that just happened? Damn it. Crescent, excuse me. Sorry.
Yeah.
Uncalled for.
I'm just going to walk away.
As Crescent now ups her pace, out trailing you, you all make your way down the hallway, up the flight of stairs, back into the old triage center, as it is a war zone up here. Wooden walls have been shattered in, as you can see corpses of these strange creatures strewn about in pieces, torn apart limb from limb. Blood splatters across the ground in every direction, and it smells like human blood. Whatever these things were, whatever they had become, there was a part of them that was actually human, and they had been slaughtered. This werewolf, this beast, tore its way through every inch of this hospital, only to meet its end. As you all begin to make your way back through the traces you stepped, the panic begins to set in for a moment, almost as if you're about to get lost, and then you see Acer helping from his long rest at the moment, as well carrying an unconscious Medico and a paralyzed and incoherable Acer. You see flashes of yellow, flashes of the tag of the Hello Kitty that he left behind on the walls in spray paint.
Mm-hmm. But we haven't gone that far yet, have we?
Are we going to go all the way back the way we came? I thought there was another exit.
You look behind you as something doesn't make sense. Where's the labyrinth of alleyways? Where's the different passageways? Where's the dead ends that you all have been running around for hours?
What is this?
And you look back and see the last tag that Acer made and the start of this area. It's just one straight line. It's just one hallway.
No, we went through hallways, twists, turns, the pipe.
You know, I'm really sick of the funhouse shit, so if this gets us out of here, fine. I don't care anymore. I just want out.
Fuck it, until dawn, or quickly. Maybe able to get back in time.
Yeah.
You all rush with bated haste as Grayson, you keep looking at your watch, just instinctively realizing, crap, it's late. 7:30. 30 minutes. You all haul it as fast as you can, backtracking. You have to cringe as you break into that underwater passage for a moment, but carrying each other quickly, you both dive under, Crescent holding medical clothes, trying to move as fast as you can so the way she doesn't risk drowning. Coming out the other side, she's still breathing, but you all continue pushing your way back. 15 minutes left. You make it back to the well, the rope still dangling as a small breeze causes a waft back and forth. You each take your ward, throw it over your shoulder, pulling hand over hand over hand, climbing your way back up. You could feel the coldness of the air again, the thickness leaving behind you, the darkness leaving behind you as you continue to climb to the top. Crescent, out of curiosity, do you even help Grayson out of the well?
I would say with the mixture of the fury I'm feeling from the blood and what just happened, probably not. I'm focused on Medico.
Grayson, as you have to put Acer carefully on your shoulder, you begin climbing your way out. You reach out, waiting for help, and realize as you pull yourself to the top, Crescent's already walked off without you.
Basically, I get one step ahead. Everybody else is 3. I sigh and shake my head, put my hand down, and just help myself. I'll face her over carefully and catch up as quickly as I can.
You get clawing your way up the piles of filth and mud and gravel. Crescent, to your severe disdain in this moment, you need teamwork, as you both have to very carefully push Medico and Acer's body through that same tunnel to hell you all had started from. Do you cooperate?
We're going to need each other for this next one.
Agreed. We'll keep them safe.
Yeah. And I'll cooperate.
Working together for the sake of brevity, as there's real no point in continuing any challenge beyond this point. You all slide through this tunnel the way you came in, on your bellies. Grayson, you could feel the grit and the grime and the soggy, soiled nature of this ground slip into your open wounds. It stings. You're going to be picking grit out of yourself for the next week as it just coats your underside once again. Within a few moments, you all push yourselves into the tunnel once more as you look down at your watch. And you look out the tunnel, and already the faintest blue lights of dawn begin to trickle in. And you realize you only have a couple minutes before the sunrise.
You're going to make it?
No, not today. But maybe if we make it to the truck, we can get in the back. And
It took us an hour to walk to the truck. From the tunnel.
We'll have to make do here in the shadows then.
At this point, you hear Minako begin to stir. Crescent? Where am I? Where am I? She begins suddenly to spasm in panic.
Hey, you're fine. I've got something for you. And I'm going to kind of motion to Grayson to hey, if you've got the bars and the water.
I put Acer down in the bag as I unzip it and I pull out a few of the control bars and the water bottle we got from the unfortunate climber who did not make it.
I'll give her the water bottle.
She snatches it out of your hand before you even have time to turn around and really rips open the protein bars, begin just chomping down onto it, very unceremoniously, just practically inhaling Facet Eve for reaches for the water and just starts chugging the water.
Breathing is good. Breathing is good.
Where the hell am I? Where am I? Where are we? What happened? What happened?
Relax.
We don't have much longer.
What do you mean I push longer? What's going on?
Relax. It's just sunrise.
It's us. It's our time. We need to rest. We can't.
She whips her head around. How the hell did we get out here? She goes back
it's a long story, and I don't have time. I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. Are you hurt, Crescent? Are you hurt? Oh my God, Grayson! And she looks at you. You look like hell.
We've all kind of.
Oh my God, is that Acer? Oh my God.
Okay, all right. Look.
Okay.
Is he dead? Dead?
No, he's not. He's not dead. He's not dead.
No. Remember when I said we're all okay? We are all okay.
That is not okay.
Medico.
He's what we call torpid. He's okay, but he needs, his body is basically gone into recovery mode. He can't do anything.
Does he need blood or something? What does he need? What do we do? We got something. What do we do?
We let him rest, and we'll give him blood later.
Takes any blood now, he might overdo it.
Yes. Controlled environment.
Needs to be done delicately.
Precisely.
What happened?
My fault.
How the hell can it be your fault? Did you take me out here?
No, God no. Do you really think I want to ruin my jacket like this? Do you really think Grayson wants to ruin another suit?
I'm going to be bathing in alcohol when we get back.
Yeah, no, I'm going to be bathing about 20 times over after this. We did not take you out here. You were not in your right mind. And again, it's a really long story, and I would love to explain it more tomorrow night, but...
Okay. As she looks over, as the sun begins to slowly peek over the horizon, you guys begin to feel suddenly very heavy. Oh God. Okay, what should I do? What should I do?
I don't know. The truck is... If you follow the train tracks, the truck is... It's about 45 minute to an hour walk. It's a long walk, but the truck is... Grayson, do you have the keys still?
I do.
Or is it unlocked?
No, we have the keys. We locked it. I reach into Acer's bag and I look for the keys.
It's not hard to find.
Grab them and I hand them out. It's a truck. There's enough space for us if you could put it in the back, or just maybe wait for it. I don't know. You can see him kind of. He's not falling asleep, but you can. It almost looks like it's strain is catching up with him.
Medical, I'm sorry.
No, you don't have to be sorry. This was all my fault.
I do. No, you didn't do any of this. This is all on me. And again, I'll explain that in the morning, and I honestly wouldn't blame you if you just... Part of me wants you to just leave.
She immediately wraps her arms around you. No, I'm never going to leave you. Don't you fucking get it? And she hugs you so tightly to you. Stop trying to fucking push me away, Crescent. I'm not going anywhere. Damn it, none of this is how you just fucking talk to me.
You were possessed by someone that I killed. That's why I said it's my fault.
Grayson, you begin to stumble as you lean against the wall and you slide down and you no longer feel any sensation in your legs. Crescent, you begin to lean into Medico.
We don't have much longer. We're going to have to sleep.
Just get to the car and go. Please. Get to the car and go.
She begins to open her mouth to speak before you can even hear what she says, Crescent. You're good in your arms. Your eyes begin to shut, as well as yours, Grayson, as the dawn begins to take you all. Your skin becomes like stone. Your bones begin to lock into place. As during the night, while you are alive, during the day, you are dead. Acer, you don't know how much time passes as you cannot see, but you can hear. You hear the carnage. You hear the fight. You hear everything that had been going on up until this point. Before long, you hear nothing but silence. Do you choose to sleep as a day drinker? Or do you continue to be aware in agony?
I think I'm going to continue to be aware.
You allow yourself to stay awake. You hear the faintest sound of Medico whispering something. Then the sounds of footsteps taking off through the tunnel, growing fainter and fainter. The sound of your keys jingling into the distance. You lay there for some time. You're not sure how long. You hear birds singing a morning song. You feel the coolness of the late winter air as the sun begins to rise. In this moment, as you are stuck torpid, a forced participator in the passing of time, what goes through your mind right now?
Just wondering what the hell happened. I would say definitely a lot of curiosity, a lot of worry. But the fact that I'm still awake during the day, probably a little bit of relief. If we made it out with everyone alive, if we're missing anybody.
Time passes so slowly as you're stuck alone with your thoughts. You don't hear Crescent or Grayson anymore, and you don't hear Medico's breath. You just feel alone with your mind and your pain. And at some point, you begin to fade in and out of conscious thought, just aware of everything, but unable to do anything permanently, not permanently, but forcefully locked into place. Before you hear the distant sound of an idling vehicle begin to grow louder and louder. The vehicle begins to back up as you can hear the sounds of tires rolling against gravel. A car door opens. Shit. Okay, how do I do this? Come on. As you can hear Medico's voice straining with efforts. Come on, damn it. God. Damn it. I can't do it by myself. Fuck. Okay. You hear the sounds of crunching gravel near you as it goes louder. A bit of gravel crunches right by your ears. Like, okay, I don't know if this is going to work and I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. Don't eat me again. Oh, this is so stupid. As you can immediately begin to smell the scent of fresh blood. And you feel something press against your lips as you feel human blood begin to drip into your mouth. And it is charged. You feel a spark behind it that's more virulent and potent than anything you've tasted before. And you begin to feed. If you choose, you could try and heal 1 point of aggravated damage.
Are we currently in the daytime?
It is currently daytime. You feel the blood in your mouth regardless, but it's up to you. You hear Medico whisper, Come on, wake up, you dumb son of a bitch! I haven't gotten to punch you in the face yet!
You know what? Just because of that, I'm gonna try. I want to see if I can actually wake up so she can punch me.
Give me 3 rouse checks.
And 1 success. 2 success. And 3 success. Ha! My luck.
Your body may be broken, but your will stays strong. As you feel the blood hit your mouth, all of a sudden your eyes snap open as you are suddenly very aware. Your body suddenly begins to snap and realign as your hands reach up and grab onto Medico's wrist with a shock. And you hold it there for a second, drinking. And you look to see her terrified face looking back down at you as you slowly begin to pull yourself away. Not needing too much, but as you wake up, healing 1 point of aggravated damage. And oh god, everything hurts!
Oh, I hate fire.
Is that what happened? As she pulls her hand away, like grabbing a bit of torn fabric from her shirt and like wrapping it around her wrist.
Yep. You held the book. You threw flame. Tried to put the book in front of the flame.
What the fuck? You talking about a book? What the fuck happened? Why you look like a crispy fritter?
Because you possessed you through fire at Crescent.
What?
You possessed you through fire at Crescent. I stepped in the way to block with book that you had in hand. Ow.
You kind of begin to slowly sit up as you feel your skin crack and shake down your back. And you look down, and there are actually pieces of you flaking off your body. And you realize you barely have any clothes on.
Oh, that's attractive. Damn it.
As you kind of take a moment to look around and look at yourself, kind of taking in the surroundings, you can see hard daylight rising in the morning sky as you look over to see Grayson and Crescent very awkwardly splayed out on the ground, their skin gray and stone-like unmoving, where it appears like Medico had been trying really hard to try and move them on her own.
First off, good job. Secondly, thick blankets in the back.
You look up and she actually has picked up the windowless service van that you guys had brought with you. You can see on one side, there's just this heavy gouging of scratches on one side of the van, where it looks like the vehicle itself had just ground against some rock, but there are no windows in the back of this van. And she goes, "Oh, I don't think that'll be a problem. By the way," she smacks you across the face really hard.
Well deserved.
You ever bite me again, I'll finish what already started.
Fair enough. Let's just back the truck up to the entrance of the cave. I'll shove them in. Oh, my head.
She gets back in the vehicle and begins slowly backing up the vehicle closer towards you, shading the back end within the shadow of the tunnel. Pops back out.
I'm just gonna grab Crescent, throw her in. Grab Grayson.
She helps you. Together you both throw her in, but you do notice as Grayson is slumped toward her, he is holding in one arm, even in his torpid state, the book.
Wait. What the fuck?
As you look at it, it is untouched. Not a single char mark or damage to it.
I'm gonna open up his lapel a little bit to get a closer look at the book. I'm just gonna be like, are you fucking kidding me? I just took an entire wave of fire and that thing is untouched? God, I hate magic. And I'm just gonna get in and close the doors.
Medico gets in the front seat and she kind of slides a little sliding port door from the back to the back of you. Can you do me a favor and not go to sleep until we get back to the center? I really don't want to be alone right now.
Yeah, I'll stay awake. I'm just gonna prop myself up against a little sliding thing, but I'm gonna close it just in case, if some stray sunlight gets in. I'm gonna close it enough to where I can still see her and she can still see me, but my face is kind of like in front of the hole just in case some stray sunlight gets in.
Hiding within the darkness of the van. You feel it come to life as it rolls over some tracks for a good 20-30 minutes before finally hitting asphalt. It's very uncomfortable back here, but frankly, there's nothing you really can do to be comfortable in this moment. But after a comfortable amount of time, do you say anything to her?
Yeah, I'm actually, while we're driving, I'm going to be like, how long did it take us to get out of the tunnel?
I really don't know. I woke up back in the tunnel and I don't have any memory. The last thing I know, I was in my house. I had the splitting headache and it felt like someone just ripping my own head off. And I was trying to find a way to stop it. And it just couldn't. As you can hear her start beginning to weep as she drives.
I'm actually going to stick my blistered, crusted hand out the little side, just kind of throw my arm over the hole and just be like, hey, it's okay. It's okay. You're okay.
As a flash of sunlight kind of comes right across it. Oh, that hurts!
You bright fire.
As not a fire sensation, but it's almost as for a split moment, all the human nerve endings that are still half dead in your body wake up for a split moment, and you feel that's beyond a 3rd degree burn. That's a burn that should put you in the hospital.
And after feeling that, he's just gonna very pat her shoulder. It's okay, and then bring his arm back in.
She does chuckle a little bit. You feel you hit back to the main road as the van begins to sway ever so slightly on gradual turns.
Hey, look, first off, I'm sorry. I wasn't in my right mind when I bit you. And he's gonna pull out the Hello Kitty keychain that we found down there, and he's gonna hold it out. Just be like, found this for you.
You feel her reach back and take it, and she actually gets you actually found it.
Well, it was lucky, actually.
Oh, what happened to his ears?
Yeah, Crescent kind of found it by stepping on it.
It's just such a fucking klutz.
I don't know. Saved my ass shooting whatever the hell was attacking us.
Jason, for what it's worth, I'm sorry about what I said the other night.
No. You don't have to be sorry about that.
No, I feel like I do. That was really insensitive of me. And after what I saw at the center, with all those people, the madness of it all, and then there was you, and I realized I'm just a big fucking hypocrite. I talked a big talk, and I put you down for what you were saying, and when shit finally hit the fan, I fucking ran like a coward.
Medical, we all have fears. Even us, surprisingly. As amazing and powerful as we are, it's just one way of looking at things. Look. And he's going to look back at Crescent really quick before turning back. Crescent doesn't exactly want you around anymore because of everything that's happening. You're going to be put in danger a lot.
You're not really saying something that's new. It's not the first time Crescent has tried to push me away.
And I'm guessing that you're going to absolutely refuse to actually leave.
What can I say? Mr. Holland has given me one hell of a job opportunity.
Then, I just need to preface this. This is not going to get easier. In fact, it's going to get harder, and I'm going to be honest. I don't know if I can protect you, or if even she can protect you all the time. But look, there's going to be times that you're going to have to make a hard choice. Just know, whatever happens, we have your back. Okay?
She's quiet for quite a long while. I appreciate that. I don't know what would have happened to me if you not come and got me from wherever I was.
Well, I don't know what happened much after the whole fire thing. I do know I hate that book.
Don't let Crescent get worse. I'm going to tell you something, and this is my payback to her for her not coming to talk to me when she should have. I don't remember much. I don't remember where I was or what I was doing, and there are large gaps in my memory that are just not there. But I do remember something. I remember a little girl. She is crying her eyes out. She can't stop. She is in so much pain, and she doesn't know why. She's lost something important, and she doesn't know why she had to lose it. And look, I'm not a specialist, but based on the bit of panicky details I'm kind of gathering from the situation, I'm assuming that there was some supernatural fuckery going on, which, again, of course, you're fucking vampires. Of course there's supernatural fuckery. I'm a witch. Nothing gets easier.
Trust me, you and I are in the same mindset right now.
It's my fault that what happened to me happened because I tried to help her. Until I realized what I did. I can't help her. She is in too much pain. She's not going to be able to move on until she knows why. Crescent won't listen to me, but I can see her face and see that something is off. This suffering that she's dealing with, whatever is happening to her, it's only going to get worse, and Arya can't help herself. Does that make any sense?
Yes, actually, that does. All right, look. Keep this between you and me for right now. I think I know how to help if that's the case.
Good, because I don't think there's anything more I can do, because Crescent's not going to listen to me anymore.
That's fine. What I need you to do is make sure to keep an eye on her. I think she's slipping. I don't know what this blood bond thing is, and I've experienced it myself, but every so often when we can't handle something, just a piece of ourselves slips away. But I know it can come back.
Just make me a promise, Acer. I know Grayson means well, but I don't believe fully that he has her best interests at heart, so you need to make me a promise. Don't give up on her no matter what. Whether I'm there or not, don't let go of her. I think Grayson's a good person, but there's something about him that worries me. I think he wants to do good, but there's something about him that worries me. But you kind of get it still for some reason. You're different. Don't let her slip away. She's all I have left.
As Acer kind of turns his head and looks back at Crescent and Grayson, and then looks at the book, he kind of just reaches over and just covers the book with Grayson, whatever clothes Grayson has on him, just kind of covers it, and then turns back and goes, I promise I do my best.
You should know. I don't know if this helps, but Crescent doesn't want to stay in the city. She wants to see the world. So whatever is keeping her from getting to what she wants, I'm not going to rest until I fix it. She saved me multiple times, and she's my friend. And I'm going to help her whether she likes it or not. Just don't let her let go until I can figure something out.
I'll do everything I can, but you should know one thing. And please, don't run too far with this.
To be fair, I can barely keep myself functioning at this moment to get you guys home and not run off the side of this cliff. So I'm not running anywhere for a bit.
Well, just know one, I never would have done this before. So, thank you for showing me that, being kindred isn't as evil as I thought it was.
To be fair, I think we're both pretty bad. I just turned you into a kebab.
Fair, but again, when someone bites you, it's how it goes. Bite, fire. I mean, they're kind of coexist. Anyways, sorry, I'm getting off topic. Look, I know that her sire has something to do with this. And I'm going to try to look into it specifically because that connection with her sire, I believe, is the reason for that little girl's crying. Why she's still connected to this earth. And why she can't leave Seattle. Opening those floodgates, she's going to have to deal with a lot of emotions that are being repressed.
And I guess we'll just have to be there for her. We've all done terrible things. She just needs to deal with it. She can't hold on to it forever.
Agreed.
And in that moment, as we pull away, Medico drives the van into the sunrise. Before long, the van finds itself within the Seattle threshold, back home on familiar territory. as all of you have experienced something far more terrifyingly potential than anything you faced so far. But with all difficult things, there is an aftermath, a fallout. So, Crescent, how many stains do you currently have?
I have 2.
Please roll 4 dice, as we will check your humanity.
2 successes.
Your humanity maintains. As your soul begins to erode away from the nature of the oblivion, but your will claws it back from the brink. And you are not lost further into the darkness. Congratulations. And Acer, you showed great devotion to your friends. You showed great devotion to your coterie mates and to Crescent herself. As being kindred, you know what fear truly is now. As you walk that razor's edge between life and death as a duskborn, you almost succumbed to the final death today. That torrent of flame was powerful and would have purified you to ash. But you survived. I believe you told me that your current desire for today was just to survive, correct?
Yeah.
You heal
Living is
1
nice.
aggravated point of willpower as you achieved your desire for today.
Oh, thank God.
You also gain a point of humanity,
Oh.
as you were prepared to make the ultimate sacrifice despite the consequences. And you were trying to take something potentially very dark with you. As naive as you were in the moment, your sacrifice does not go unnoted.
I can enjoy wine again.
And Grayson, you now have a hold of yourself a very interesting device, an interesting artifact. As you cradle yourself in your dawn slumber, you hold in your possession an artifact that has not seen the light of day in over hundreds of years. And now this book is yours to explore further at your own desire. As you have pulled back an artifact from the dark. What secrets it may have is yours to find out and to do as you possess, so the book now belongs to you.
Humbly accept.
And as always, you all gain a point of experience. And you gain another point of experience for surviving the night. And 1 last additional point for completing As Above and So Below, the Chronicle to save Medico and her soul.
Thank you guys for sticking around. I'm exhausted.
Very much appreciated, all you lovelies out there.
Licks and leeches.
To those of you that stayed with us to the end of this extra long special episode, and even to those that come in to see the rest later, as always, we greatly appreciate you and your continued support to our stream. It makes us all the more wonderful, and it even encouraged Acer to show his face on camera, officially. And thank you so much for sticking in. For now, let's just go ahead and wrap this up cleanly. As the dawn arises onto the city of Seattle, and our coterie mates, by all intents and purposes, have crawled on their bellies into the bottom of hell and back again, and dragged back one very important friend. Hug each other close, hold your loved ones, as the world, even in the real life, is a dark and dangerous place, with a lot of things going on that's not so nice. We appreciate you all spending what valuable time you have with us. We always look forward to seeing you all again. We all appreciate it very much. God bless you all. See you all next time. Good night.